I am Lee, and I'm happy with my smile.
And I'm other Lee, and I ain't happy with my smile.
I went to White, Greer, and Maggard, and they fixed my smile for me.
And I never smile, and that's why I'm having some alone time here at dinner.
I love that I can go to White, Greer, and Maggard with all my questions.
And I love that I don't have to brush my teeth at night.
Don't be like this, me. Go to White, Greer, and Maggard for a picture-perfect smile.
At Central Bank, we like to call ourselves your friendly neighborhood financial experts because we get to help an entire community of customers achieve their financial dreams. So whether you're opening a checking account or buying your first home, you've got a team of local experts to coach you all the way.
Wow.
See what 70 years of experience can do for your financial future with Central Bank.
How many times are you going to drive off with those things?
Official bank of UK Athletics.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's is a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
At Raising Cane's, we believe in one love. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot. We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins for a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. And, well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Visit us today at one of our 6 Lexington area locations.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
I'm not happy with my teeth. They're not straight enough.
Let me fix them for you.
No, you are not White, Greer, and Maggard.
I'm sort of like White, Greer, and Maggard. I'm local, love smiles, love to fix things.
No.
Sorta you isn't you. White, Greer, and Maggard, where a beautiful smile is just the beginning.
Introducing Too Legit, the game's first ever 4-piece bat, designed specifically to achieve the optimum performance level. The technology has been deemed 2x4 logic, a patent-pending design detailing a double barrel and 4-piece construction, creating greater distance and more flex than any of its predecessors. Considering an average batter's swing speed between the ages of 10 and 17 is 46.5 miles per hour. When the ball makes contact with the outside barrel, it compresses the composite material inward, starting the trampoline effect, launching the ball back out. Compared to a traditional bat, the Too Legit's outer barrel is thinner and highly reactive, allowing the barrel to compress 17% farther than before. As the ball compresses the outer barrel, The inner barrel acts as a governor, keeping the batted ball speed from exceeding the legal limits. Hits from a traditional bat can result in uncomfortable vibration transferred to a hitter's hands. The Worth 2 Legit collar piece dampens vibration by up to 60%, resulting in a smooth, comfortable feel. This final component is critical for optimizing performance. The hinge balances a stiff handle and a flexible barrel for more consistent and solid contact. In total, the 2x4 Logic maximizes swing speed and performance for optimum batted ball speed and is backed by a 30-day performance guarantee.
My team is made up of guards and forwards,
offense and defense,
all working together as a unit.
One mission, one goal.
But no matter how high we're ranked,
no matter what the results,
there's one team we'll never beat.
The sports medicine team at UK Healthcare. The top sports medicine physicians, surgeons, and athletic trainers you'll find anywhere, you'll find here.
When it comes to orthopedic care,
I wouldn't send my team anywhere else.
Well, good morning. It's breakfast at the 11th Region Baseball Tournament. Gary Ball with William Warfield, Darren Douglas here. We're set for the first game, and William Warfield, I'll have to tell you, Lexington Catholic and Madison Central, two of the best teams in this region. You and I have seen Catholic a number of times this year. Saw them over at that 43rd. This is a great way to open up the 11th Region Tournament with two teams, not only two of the best in this region, two of the best teams in the state, both ranked. If you look at Central right now with their great record, they're number 4 in the state, Catholic number 8, so a top 10 battle right off the bat here on PrepSpin.
Man, I tell you what, this game's got the billing. This game right here could be a state championship game,
absolutely,
as you had mentioned earlier. Yeah, this game is going to be probably one of the best games I think that we'll see of the season. I look for it. It's going to go either two ways, Gary. It's either going to be a pitcher's duel or it's going to be a high-scoring affair. And I think with the offense of both teams right here, we might see that high-scoring affair tonight.
Just a beautiful morning for high school 11th Region baseball action. We usually give the players and lineups on the teams. Let's start with the umpires today. David Breen is the plate umpire. Kenton Bottoms is the umpire at first base. Keith Morgan's out at second. And Brad Toy is the third base umpire. Those are your umpires. Let's take a look at the starting lineup here on the White Greer Maggard High School Baseball Game of the Week. It happens to be the 11th Region Tournament. Andy Thompson. And William, you and I have seen this kid throughout the school season, football, now baseball, and he's a young man, has a high motor.
He does, just very quick. He kind of sparks the offense for Lexington Catholic as well. And we'll see what he's got out there today. It's early, so I'm sure he's full of energy today.
Yeah, these guys have played a lot of morning baseball, though you can bet with the weather this year. By the way, Andy will man center field, covers a lot of ground out there. He also hits .320. His batting average. Thanks to all the coaches for sending us the stats so we can pass those along to all you folks. Hey, all you folks watching, listening down on those boats, we know you're down there at Lake Cumberland, Harrington Lake, wherever you are. William and I would like to give you a shout-out. Thanks for watching high school regional baseball here on PrepSpin. Gary Ball, William Warfield. Chris Thompson will bat second, and he will also play second base, .280 batting average. C.J. Bush, we talked about this over at the district tournament, William, .402 batting average for Bush. That kid can just plaster the baseball. He's headed to Kent State University.
Yeah, fine first baseman as well out there on the field. But like you said, this isn't LCA's field here, so the field's going to actually have a little bit more pop to it. You saw C.J. Bush hit some morning track baseballs out there over in the district. But today, if he gets a hold of it, they will be gone.
Those
out of
are
this
out.
ballpark.
I agree with you 100%. 350 in the power alleys out here. Tyler Gergalis will bat in the cleanup spot for the Knights of Lex Catholic. Also man left field defensively. Ben Wilcoxon is your outstanding third baseman, batting in the 5-0 for Coach Brooks. Stephen Bender, the right fielder, batting 6. This is for Lexington Catholic. They'll be hitting first. As taking his warm-ups is Kyle Kelsey. As you hear that baseball pop into that mitt back there from the nice, and what a great shot that is behind home plate here by our camera. As we said, Bender, number 6 hole hitter, right fielder. Bo Bennington is your designated hitter, batting 7th. Landon Moberly, the catcher, batting in the 8th spot. And then, of course, you've got Eric Satil, the shortstop, batting 9th. Coleman will pitch for Catholic. Defensively for Madison Central, it will be Eden out in the left field, Trey, Seth Richardson, the center fielder. Wright is out in the right field, quite poetically. And in left field, in the infield, left to right, it'll be Ferris Pierce at third. You got Thomason at shortstop. Gordon's your second baseman. Holbrook's at first. This is for Central's defense. Behind the dish is Logan Black. And the pitcher is right-hander Kyle Kelsey. Kelsey on the season, a 2-2 record, 2.35 earned run average for Coach Roof. He does a tremendous job at Madison Central. And it's a little bit surprising to me, though. You got Joe Holbrook playing first, who's 8-0 with a 1.2 ERA. You got Ferris, who is playing third base, who's 7-0 with a 1.46 ERA, but yet they elect to go with Kelsey here in the opening game, 2-2 record, although Kelsey is an outstanding pitcher. William, while you were away there for a moment, I was mentioning they did not go with Holbrook, who's 8-0 in the season. Central didn't, or Ferris, who's 7-0. They like to go with Kelsey, who's 2-2 with a 2.35 ERA.
Well, here's their thinking, because if you lose, you're out here. Let's start with one of our pitchers that probably isn't our superstar today, and if we need to, we'll bring him on.
Yeah.
The remaining of the game if we need to. But
Andy Thompson, first pitch hitting, hits it out towards center field. Richardson camps on it underneath over toward left field for the first out. So Thompson goes after the first pitch, much like he did over at that 43rd District, William.
Yeah, he flied out straight away center field. Lexington Catholic coming out swinging, so we'll see if they continue to do so with Chris coming up.
Here's Chris Thompson, the twin brother. He is the second baseman today, batting .280 for the Knights, facing Kelsey, who got the first pitch hitting Andy to fly out to center. Here's the wind, the pitch inside, and boy, he had to duck out of the way. By the way, if you're wondering, we're calling the game up in the box here, and home plate is literally right below us, William. I mean, literally.
It is. As a matter of fact, we probably got a better view on our video screen here on the monitor.
1-0 Thompson. He fouls that one off the opposite field, out of play. Well out of play, so 1 ball, 1 strike to Chris Thompson. Andy led off with a fly ball to Seth Richardson out in center field. And there's one out here with Catholic batting here in this huge regional tournament game. 2 top 10 teams kicking off the 11th region. Here's Kelsey's pitch, and that's going to be a call strike on the outside corner. So way ahead in the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and Mr. Chris Thompson was looking all the way at that one. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Batting here in the first is Lexington Catholic. And that pitch is way outside and high. White Greer Maggard, of course, we thank Dr. White and all the folks at White Greer and Maggard. They have 16 locations now, William.
They do. They're all over Central Kentucky, also in Louisville as well.
2-2 pitch with 1 out, and he pops that one up behind the backstop. Catcher going back, and it's going to be out of play right in front of us here. Runs the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Andy Thompson led off. First pitch hitting, flew out to Seth Richardson in center field. 1 out here. And on the mound, as we said, is the right-hander Kyle Kelsey, the senior, 2-2 record, 2.35 ERA. 280 hitting Thompson at the plate. Here's the pitch, and he lofts it opposite field, well out of play over there. Thompson getting around late. We talked about it. You mentioned it, William. Maybe not their superstar pitcher, but this young man brings it to the plate pretty good.
Yeah, let's go ahead and start this guy, see what he's got out there. Put him in a situation where he's, facing a tough Lexington Catholic team.
Ferris is in on the grass at third, and that's going to be a ball high, just missed. Madison Central folks wanted, of course, the ring up and the strikeout. That's what I said. Any call in baseball, I used to be an umpire myself, William, 50% of the people in the stands aren't going to like your call.
No, not at all.
You know what I'm
not
saying?
At all.
Yeah. Here's the full count, and that's going to be a call strike 3 on the corner. What a pitch by Kelsey. He strikes out Chris Thompson, 2 outs.
That was just a nice pitch. He set him up well there, caught the outside corner, and like you said, just a beautiful pitch.
Here's the hitter, C.J. Bush. William already referenced him blasting 2 up against the wall at Lexington Christian last week in the tournament. Both those would have been home runs in any other ballpark. 350 down the alleys here, just 305 down the left field line to the right-handed hitting C.J. Bush. And Bush, an outstanding athlete, 402 hitter. He's headed to Kent State on a Division I baseball scholarship. There's 2 or 3 of them on this Catholic team. That pitch is just low and outside. Good backhand there by Black, the catcher for Central.
Understand we got a lot of folks watching from Madison Central as well, that are enjoying the Memorial Day weekend.
Bush watches that pitch a little low. That's one thing about Bush, too. That's why he's hitting over 400, William. Great eye at the plate.
Yeah, he does. He's very patient there at the plate as well. So CJ definitely chooses his own pitches.
Nearly hitting. Bush backed up a little bit, but the ball nearly grazed him. But umpire says ball 3, so 3 balls and no strikes to Bush. If you wanted to put him on, why don't you just tell the umpire and intentionally passing? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
Why go through all this?
Well, I think they may adopt that sooner or later.
Yeah, here's the pitch, ball 4, and he does walk him, as I said. Might as well just put him down there like the Major Leagues adopted that, didn't they? Or they're going to, Don Fusey said. So Bush draws the base on ball, something he does very well with that great eye. Brings up Tyler Gregalis, the left fielder for the Knights of Taylor Brooks. With 2 outs, Andy Thompson flew out to center field. First pitch hitting. Chris Thompson struck out on a great Kelsey pitch on the outside corner. 2 outs. Bush gets the base on balls, becomes the game's first base runner. Here's a little Kelsey token throw over there just to let him know, hey, I know I walked you. I know you're standing over there on the bag, but you got a pretty good lead, so I'm going to send you back.
Gregalis, now this kid's got a lot of pop, in that bat, and one of the longest home runs I think I've ever seen at Lexington Catholic High School from this young man.
Can't get a hold of that one as he just fouls it off the plate there. Got a little piece of it. Hard to see the numbers out there with this sun blaring here. What a beautiful day for baseball. We got a nice breeze coming through the open windows here in the press box, and just glad to bring you some great 11th Region baseball action. I'm Gary Ball with the King of Stream, William Moorfield. Darren Douglas will be alongside a little bit later. And Josh Moore, I think, is going to join us.
He is.
HL Preps. Throw over to first base. Madison Central. Boy, what a team they had back in, I believe it was 82, that went 40-0 under Don Richardson and won the state championship. Only team to go undefeated and do that. Terrific. Gregalis digging in. Here's a quick throw. Bush back. Did they get him? And boy, Central, the infield was headed to the dugout. They thought they picked him off, but on a very bang-bang close play, the first base umpire says, nope, he got the hand in there.
They were trying to sell it to the
you got to sell it. Got to sell it.
Well, you got to really hit one hard to get it out of straightaway center with that building out there. Top of it still in play.
And he hits the batter Gregalis, so he goes down to first base. Bush goes to second. So runners at first and second. Catholic trying to get a little 2-out rally here in the top half of the first after Thompson flew out to center. Chris struck out. Bush drew a base on balls on 4 pitchers. Gregalis hit on that inside pitch. Runners at first and second, and that brings up Ben Wilcoxon, the third baseman.
Yeah, Wilcoxon, nice player as well. Fine third baseman for Lexington Catholic. His dad's well known in the community as well, and just a great family he comes from.
Eden out in left field is deep. Center fielder Richardson is pretty good depth out there. Here's a throw back to second. Bush back just in time.
They are trying to wear down C.J. Bush early in this one.
And Kelsey's got a nice pickoff move, too, the pitcher for Madison Central. Shout out to all you folks over in Richmond. 2 outs. Runners at first and second. Ben Wilcoxon with Steve Bender on deck for Taylor Brooks, and Kelsey taking a long look in at Logan Black, his catcher, hanging the sign. Here's the pitch to Wilcoxon. That's going to be just high, ball 1.
Beautiful Memorial Day for baseball. Doesn't it go together so well?
Oh, yeah. I love the 11. You know, you and I talked about it as you were working out all the setup and everything. What a beautiful day for baseball, and I love the 11th Region Tournament. It's a lot of fun. Love calling this tournament. My 15th 11th Region Tournament. Here's the pitch to Wilcoxon, and that's going to be a strike on the outside corner. And the catcher froze that, William. We were looking right down at it. It broke over the corners. What it did came outside a little bit, but what a nice pitch there by Kyle Kelsey.
And the catcher, like you said, he tried to bring it back, trying to sell it to the umpire. This Madison Central team very good at trying to sell those calls.
Runners at first and second, as you can see on your shot there from PrepSpin. Here's the 1-1 to Wilcoxon, and he fouls it opposite field, well out of play off the first base line, and he's behind now. 1 ball, 2 strikes with Bender on deck, the right fielder for the Knights of Lex Cath, ranked number 8 in the state coming into this regional. Central a little bit better, number 4.
Yeah, Central's had a great year.
I
think Lexington Catholic's better than their ranking. Of course, Lafayette, the host school here, able to defeat them for that district title.
Wilcoxon bounds it down. What a play by the first baseman, Holbrook.
Oh, my.
The ball was going to take a wicked hop over his left shoulder, but he would not. He took that glove, whipped it up. What a great catch down there by Holbrook at first base. William, that's a web gem, as they call it down there.
That was a special play right there.
So unassisted, Holbrook gets Wilcoxon. That had extra bases and a couple runs written all over it, but thanks to Joe Holbrook, nothing doing for Catholic. No runs. They get no hits. They strand 2 as we go to the bottom of the first. Central coming to bat. No score here, Lexington Catholic, Madison Central on the White Greer Maggard High School Baseball Game of the Week.
I am Lee, and I'm happy with my smile. And I'm other Lee, and I ain't happy with my smile. I went to White, Greer, and Maggard, and they fixed my smile for me. And I never smile, and that's why I'm having some alone time here at dinner. I love that I can go to White, Greer, and Maggard with all my questions. And I love that I don't have to brush my teeth at night. Don't be like this, me. Go to White, Greer, and Maggard for a picture-perfect smile.
Seth Richardson will lead off the bottom of the first for Madison Central. Then it'll be Josh Wright, the right fielder. Joe Holbrook, who made that outstanding play there at the top half of this inning. Logan Thomason, then Ryan Gordon, Matt McQuain. Then it'll be Trey Eden, Logan Black, and Jacob Ferris. That's your batting lineup. Facing right-hander Carson Coleman will set the Catholic defense after we settle in here. That pitch is a fastball high and tight. Gergalis is on the left. Andy Thompson's in center. Bender's over in right field. Will set the infield after this pitch from Coleman, which is 1 ball, no strikes. Leadoff hitter Seth Richardson. Winding Richardson fouls it well out of play off the opposite field on the right field line. And then, of course, in the infield, you got Will Coxon, who is at third base. Satil's at shortstop. Chris Thompson's at second. And you got C.J. Bush over first behind the plate is Moberly. Here's the wind, and that's going to catch. What a fastball. Man, you could see that from up here. Coleman is really popping that mitt. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Seth Richardson with Wright on deck for Central. No score here in the bottom of the first. And that ball hit out. Base hit by Richardson as he waited on that 1-2 pitch and smacked it out to center field. Seth Richardson gets it going for Madison Central here. And their fans down the first baseline, they've brought a lot of them. They're really liking that leadoff hit there by Seth Richardson, who kind of sets the table with that .336 average, doesn't he?
Yeah, he took it right back to Coleman, sent it right where it came from. And Coleman, what is he, Cincinnati is where he's committed to?
UC, exactly. Yeah. Right-hander for Catholic. Had a great outing in the district tournament last week as Catholic was runner-up to this host team Lafayette, who, by the way, hasn't hosted this tournament in 17 years, since '98. Here's the pitch and foul opposite field out of play off the bat of Wright. .377 average for this right fielder. Some of these averages are gaudy. That thanks to Coach Steve Roof for sending us all the stats.
Yeah, you got everybody just about batting near or above 300.
Absolutely. On deck is Holbrook. What a play he turned in defensively. Here's a good Coleman throw over to first base. But remember, in the top half of this inning, Kyle Kelsey, the pitcher for Central, nearly picked off Bush a couple times over there.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Wright, the right fielder. Behind, no balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch, and he looks a fastball outside. What do you think Mr. Coleman's hitting? Probably high 80s, man. He's got a lot of velocity on that fastball. 1 ball, 1 strike to.
He's definitely a high 80s type of pitcher.
Richardson led off with a sharp single over the second base bag. He's getting a lead out at first base. Coleman checks the run of the pitch, and that's going to be a ball outside. Nice crowd here, Lafayette.
Yeah,
people still filing in, too.
Well, they're packed all the way down the sides of the, down first base and third base line.
And they're watching on PrepSpin. High definition. 2-1 now to Wright, and that's going to be a ball outside. So Coleman now, who got Richardson to single up to center field, and now he's behind 3 balls, 1 strike to the number 2 hitter. You don't lose this guy because you got Holbrook coming up, who's one of the power sources for Madison Central. 3 balls, 1 strike, and that's ball 4. So he walks him on a 3-1 pitch. Seth Richardson goes down to second. And with a base on balls, Josh Wright goes to first. So still Coleman, nobody out here, facing Joe Holbrook, the .348 hitter, the first baseman. Good RBI guy, too, as you can see from those stats. This young man can knock in some runs. That's what he wanted.
24 on the season.
24 ribbies for Mr. Holbrook. Outstanding pitcher, too. My goodness, he has not been beaten on the mound this year, Mr. Holbrook.
3-year starter.
First and second, there's going to be a call strike. Good job by Coleman after walking right to come back with a nice fastball on the outside corner to a dangerous hitter, Holbrook, with Logan Thomas in the shortstop on deck for Madison Central. Runners at first and second, nobody out. And number 3 hole hitter Holbrook up there facing the right-hander Carson Coleman, the UC product for Catholic. And he fouls out right back to the screen. He had a good beat on that one. I think that was 1-1, wasn't it, William?
Yeah, that ball had a little bit of movement. coming up towards the chest there, and just enough to kind of alter that swing a little bit, if you will.
Thanks to Coach Langston, all the folks out here at Lafayette for helping with the setup here on PrepSpin, letting us with a great spot up here in the press box. Ball hits him. Pitch came inside, hit Holbrook. He did not want to throw that one. He was ahead on the count. And now going out to the mound will be Moberly, the catcher, as the bases are loaded now.
I'm really surprised that we haven't seen anybody come out of Lexington Catholic dugout yet to kind of, settle Coleman down a little bit. And I know, the catcher for Lexington Catholic's been out there a couple times, but,
Now we might get, here comes Taylor Brooks out of that bull. But just when you say that, I think
I was going to say Taylor needs to come out. He's just giving them a little extra time as well, dude.
Well, here's what set the inning up. Richardson singled sharply up the middle. Wright walked on a 3-1 pitch. He's down at the second. And then Holbrook behind on the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. William was hit directly in the back by Coleman, the pitcher, and that loads him up for Logan Thomason. And I'll tell you what, when you look at these numbers for this Madison Central team, Logan Thomason with 22 RBIs, Holbrook, but the guy that really knocks him in was Josh Wright. He's got 30 RBIs. And looking at Holbrook, 2 home runs. And at the plate is Thomason. He does have a home run on the season.
And Logan just a sophomore as well. So, kid's getting some valuable experience definitely this season with this number 4 ranked Madison Central team.
So bases are juiced for Thomason, and Taylor Brooks said what he needed to say to Carson Coleman, and he needs a big pitch here. Third baseman Will Coxon in on the grass. Infield pulled in. Here's the pitch. Fouled out of play. Opposite field down the right field line off the bat of Thomason. Had a good cut at that one with Ryan Gordon, the second baseman, on deck for Steve Roof and Madison Central. No score, but the Indians threatening here at the bottom of the first here with the bases loaded, nobody out against Carson Coleman, a right-hander for Catholic.
And really all you're looking for here from Madison Central is a deep fly ball.
And that pitch just missed, and Coleman taking a long look in. Catcher turned around, not overtly, but the catcher did turn around and say something to the home plate umpire. Where was that pitch? 1 ball, 1 strike. Bases loaded here for Indians of Madison Central. No score. Bush in at first. Here's the ball hit right back to the pitcher. He bobbles it. He's got to play to the plate. Underhands it. They get the lead runner Richardson at the plate. So good job there by Coleman to stay with it. He bobbled it for a moment, then underhanded it to the catcher Mobley. 1 out here, bases still loaded.
That was probably the best thing that could happen right there for Lexington Catholic.
Now they can move back to double play depth. William get out of this inning if they get a double play ball. 1 out, still bases loaded here.
And if you're Madison Central, you're still looking for that deep fly ball right now.
Wright's at third, Holbrook second. Now Thomason at first on that fielder's choice. And that pitch is going to be a call strike on the inside corner to Ryan Gordon with Matt McQuain, the 6-hitter on deck, the designated hitter for Madison Central. Bases loaded, no score, and Coleman trying to pitch out of this bases loaded jam. He did a nice job getting that run at the plate. A little underhand toss. Here's the wind to pitch and swing and a miss, strike 2. So he's bearing back a little bit now, trying to get out of this inning. That's what a Division I pitcher should do.
Yeah, if Lexington County can get out of this jam, they're going to have the confidence moving forward, the motivation, if you will, from a baseball perspective the rest of the game.
And that pitch just missed outside, so 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Thomason grounded 1 back to the pitcher. Coleman, he shoveled it to the catcher to knock down the Richardson at the plate. 1 out, still runners at third. That is Wright. Holbrook's at second. Thomason's at first. Ball fouled back to the screen. Good rip there. Good cut by Ryan Gordon. By the way, this second baseman's got a .301 batting average for Central. He's had a great season.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, William, earlier, almost everybody batting up over 300. If they're not, they're like Eden is at 295.
Well, he's got 17 RBIs as well.
Yes, sir.
2 triples on the season and 3 doubles, it looks like.
1 out, and Central had him loaded. And then Thomason hit it back to the pitcher Coleman, and he shoveled it to his catcher to knock down the lead runner Richardson at the plate. Bases still juiced. Gordon behind on the count, though, and you'll see Coleman probably reach back for that little extra. They said at times he could hit 89, 90 on that gun.
Oh, I believe it. Yeah, definitely.
He needs that 90 one right now.
He needs some heat.
And that one just missed.
But then again, Madison Central, a very good, fastball hitting baseball team.
Right, that's right.
And they're very good on contact, so you don't want to make a mistake especially if you get ahead in the count and throw on that fastball.
1 out, bases loaded. Gordon trying to deliver for Madison Central and just missed outside.
Behind the plate, you've got to sell out a little bit more, Landon Moberly, to an umpire. Try to help Coleman out of this jam.
3-2 ball hit out towards short, and it gets through shortstop. Satil, and a run. Here comes another run. Throw to the plate, and it's off the mark, and 2-run score. As Wright and Holbrook come in to score, it's 2-0 Madison Central. That ball was plastered to Satil. He couldn't handle it off the bat of Gordon, and then I tell you, Holbrook running all the way. A good throw there by Satil would have had him, I think, William.
Yeah.
That'll probably be an A on the shortstop. I know we are tough scorers, but that's one he should have played. So 1 out, 2 runs in for Madison Central. They lead it 2-0. Brings up Matt McQueen to DH. Still runners at first and second. That's going to be a strike on the outside corner. You got Thomason at second. Gordon at first. 2 runs in for Madison Central. They lead 2-0 here in the first. McQueen trying to deliver a big hit here as well. Left-handed hitter, designated hitter. Swings through that one, strike 2. Good pop that time by Coleman. That ball was hit hard, William, to Satil, but if he plays that cleanly, that's probably a double play ball because it was hit that hard.
That ball ate Satil up. That was just, like you said, that was a rope out there to him.
1 out, runners at first and second. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be outside to McQueen with Trey Eden, the left fielder, on deck for Madison Central. 2 runs in. Pitcher Coleman trying to get out. He already has given up 2 runs here. Trying to get out of it with less, and that pitch just missed low and outside. Home plate umpire could really help us a lot today if he'd give us what the sign is or the count, because we can't only see the bulbs out there on the scoreboard because it's so bright and sunny today. I believe it's 2-2, but he has not told us. I believe it's 2-2. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a ball outside. No, he's not about to tell us.
Yeah.
Now he does. Thank you, sir. 3 balls, 2 strikes. He might have heard me. We're so close. So full count, runners at first and second, 2 runs in. Wright came in, Holbrook came in. He was hustling all the way on that ball that was just torched to Satil at short. Now McQueen, and he swings through it. Hang by the catcher, strikes him out. Great job there by Moberly to hang on to that foul tip. 2 outs, and Catholic trying to get out of this and just give up those 2 runs of this very good hitting. Did I tell you, by the way, this is a good Madison Central offensive ball club?
Yeah, I think many a times. Many a times. Thanks, sir.
So 2 outs brings up Trey Eden, the left fielder, with Logan Black on deck.
I'm digging the hospitality here today.
Yeah, it's great. Here's the Coleman pitch, and inside, and did it hit him? Yes, it did. He got a piece of the batter. Eden hit him, got him right on the left hand. He heads down to first. That loads him up now. Thompson goes to third. Gordon goes to second. Logan Black, the catcher, up there now. Bases juiced again. And
did they credit that the hit there by Gordon? They credit that as a hit, right? Not an error on the.
I gave an error to the shortstop, but I'm not official.
It ate him up.
But, it took a pretty good little bounce into his glove. He just wasn't – and then it kind of bounced high a little bit over his shoulder, but that's normally, I think, a play that Satil makes. 2 outs, bases loaded. Black up there, the catcher. Coleman's pitch, and that's going to be a call strike. As we said, our home plate umpire is David Breen. I believe that is B-R-I-E-N. Breen or Brine. Black digging in, left-handed hitter, the catcher. Bases loaded, 2 outs here, 2 runs in. Fouls that one back to the screen. So Coleman trying to get out. I'll take you through the first couple, and William Warfield will give you the play-by-play of innings 3 and 4. Darren Douglas will join us a little bit later. He's back there texting from his easy chair.
Double D got it made, don't he?
Mm-hmm. Black digging in behind, though. Coleman trying to get Catholic out of this with just 2 runs for Madison Central, 2-0. Here's the Coleman pitch. Swing and a miss, strikes him out. So he does his job as he strikes out Black, but the damage is done. Madison Central, 2 runs. They get a couple of hits. They leave the bases loaded. As we head to the second inning, it's Madison Central 2, Lexington Catholic nothing here on the White Greer Maggard High School Baseball Game of the Week at the 11th Region Tournament.
At Central Bank, we like to call ourselves your friendly neighborhood financial experts because we get to help an entire community of customers achieve their financial dreams. So whether you're opening a checking account or buying your first home, you've got a team of local experts to coach you all the way.
Wow.
See what 70 years of experience can do for your financial future with Central Bank.
How many times are you going to drive off with those things?
Official bank of UK Athletics.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
Home plate umpire David Bryan rung up the last hitter there on a call strike, which was Black for Central. But Central got 2 runs in that first inning. It'll lead 2-0. Steve Bender will lead off the second for Catholic. Then it'll be Bo Bennington and then Landon Moberly, the catcher, as Logan Black has got his last conversation there with Mr. Kelsey. I thought Kelsey did a good job pitching out that first inning. Jam with Catholic got 2 runners on. He gave up nothing.
Yeah.
Here's the wind and the pitch to Bender. That's going to be a ball low to Bender from Kyle Kelsey. 2-2 on the season, 2.35 ERA. Coming up after this one, Darren Douglas and I will give you the call of Scott County and Franklin County. Here's the ball hit over second and base hit as it drops right in front of right for a base hit off the bat of Bender. So Bender leads off with a single to right field, and that brings up Bo Bennington, the designated hitter, with Landon Moberly, the catcher, on deck. We've got our trivia. Who's sponsoring that trivia, Mr. Douglas? Do we have a sponsor for the trivia? Bo Bennington trying to keep it going here as Bender is singled. He bunts foul down the first baseline. And then Moberly, the catcher, on deck. I think we do have a sponsor. And Napa who? Napa Prime. Sponsor of that trivia. When do we want to do the trivia, Mr. Douglas? Next inning? Top of the third. Okay, gotcha. Top of the third, we got our trivia. So we know you're got the knuckles clenched for that one. And that's going to be a ball. So 2-0 here if you're just tuning in. Look at that great picture behind home plate provided by the high-definition camera from the king of stream himself, Mr. Warfield. I'm Gary Ball, and Ball, great job there by Central first baseman Holbrook. That ball might have got away from him over there diving to save that ball from being thrown away. Bender has singled sharply in front of the right fielder right. He's on at first. Bennington, left-handed hitters at the dish, an aggressive hitter up there. Here's the pitch, and he chops it foul off the plate, so he's behind on the count now. Ball 2 strikes. On deck is Landon Moberly. We're batting in the second. Madison Central played at 2 in the bottom of the first. They lead it 2-0 here at the 11th Region Baseball Tournament on an absolutely perfect day for regional baseball. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be ball a little bit low. Kyle Kelsey, your right-hander. you know, you look at their stats, and we'll talk about that here after this pitch. Runner at first base is Bender getting a nice lead over there. Holbrook called him on. Here's the pitch. Ball chopped down towards second. Could be 2. They flipped to short. Short turns it high, and on a close play, they get it. What a play. 4-6-3 by Central. I don't think you agree with the call, did you, Mr. Warfield?
Well, I don't think that it was errant time personally. But, of course, you know, I don't have the same angle that the umpire does. But that looked awful close.
Of course, that umpire's right on top of it. We're way up here in the press box, but 4-6-3 double play. I tell you what, that was nicely turned there by Gordon, the second baseman.
It was a pretty play. No doubt about that.
So the twin killing, they call it, the double play. That pitch is going to just miss outside to Moberly. Boy, Moberly had a great district tournament, didn't he? Named to the all-tournament team.
He did. He had an excellent tournament.
Had that big blast that won that walk-off blast that upset one of the top teams in the state, Tate's Creek.
Yeah, that was a walk-off.
Chops that one third, and it's going to be foul as the third baseman Ferris goes over in foul territory trying to backhand it, but just kind of waves at it. I tell you what, I got to give you some love to your Cubbies. Man, they're off to a strong start. What did you project?
34-14.
And what did you project that out on your
well,
Facebook?
If you do the math, it's 115 wins. Now the all-time record's 116, 2001 by Seattle.
Strike 2.
So wow. they're on pace to.
The Big Red Machine won a lot of games too. Back in the day.
They didn't win 116 though.
No, they won like 112, maybe 111.
Maybe, yeah. Seattle, New York, and then possibly I think it was the Tigers and then the Reds.
Big play in this inning has been turned in by Gordon, the second baseman of Central, on a ball hit by Bennington after Bender singled to right field. Bennington hit it down to second base, and Gordon flipped it to Thomason, who threw it high, but good job by Holbrook. We've seen a couple of nice defensive plays by Holbrook over at first base. That one he turned in the first inning probably saved a couple of runs for Central.
Yeah, definitely, no doubt about that.
Piece of that one off the plate, so still 2 strikes to Moberly.
Especially with Central playing so far off of that right field line out there in the outfield, that definitely would have been an extra.
And look at these dimensions, 305 down the lines, 350 to the power alleys here at Lafayette.
Taking into consideration the height of that fence, too.
350 to left, but 375 to right center. That's a poke over there to right center.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch, and that's going to be a call, strike 3 on the corner. As Moberly gets caught looking on the Kelsey breaking pitch. And for Catholic, no runs. They get the leadoff hit by Bender. Then they get the double play ball turned by Gordon and a strikeout by Moberly of Catholic. That ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the second. It is Madison Central 2, Lexington Catholic nothing here on the White Greer Maggard High School Baseball 11th Region Tournament coverage.
Yeah, so we got 9, 1, and 2 coming up here.
Yep.
For Madison Central, Coach Steve Roof doing an excellent job this year with his number 4
Strike
Indians.
3. Strikes out. Well, Ferris, that was not a great, for a 339 hitter, which Ferris was, that was not one of his better bats. He would tell you the exact same thing. Seth Richardson now will bat here in the second. Am I right?
You're right. You're right.
And Josh Wright is on deck. Richardson 1 for 1, Mr. Warfield. He singled back in the first inning and was caught in that fielder's choice at the plate.
That one high up around the chin there, backs Richardson up a little bit.
Yeah, Coleman's control's been a little bit of an issue so far here through the first 1 1/3. Remember, he hit a batter, walked a couple in the first.
Coleman working from the middle of the rubber with the stretch, and that one fouled out of play.
Opposite field. I'll take you through this inning, and innings 3 and 4 with the play-by-play will be the king of stream. And give William at PrepSpin.com an email if you want to sponsor high school sports. William at PrepSpin.com. Ball low. Looking forward to 16 and 17 with some great high school football, basketball, all the sports really. William, there's soccer, there's nothing you don't cover. Volleyball.
Yep. So this is your inning. I was thinking it was my inning.
No, I do 1 and 2, then you do 3 and 4.
Right,
We're in the bottom of the second.
What it is I've got home and away switched on my scoreboard there.
All fouled out of play. We have 1 out. Ferris struck out looking to lead off this inning, and Seth Richardson, who's 1 for 1. By the way, top of the 7th thanks to Darren Douglas softball action. Madison Central leads Lafayette 7-0 in softball.
Any update from the 12th region at all?
Not yet. Ball hit over the pitcher, and there's Satil coming, sets and throws high, and Bush can't tag him. He's safe. So Richardson, who runs well, is at first. Nice play by Satil at shortstop, William. He just couldn't get that throw off. Threw a little bit high to Bush over there. Came off the bag and with the swipe tag attempt, but he missed Seth Richardson, who's a very speedy runner. So runner at first with 1 out here as Richardson gets on for the second consecutive time. And that brings up Josh Wright. He was one of the young men hit by a pitch in the first inning. Came around and scored the first run of the ball game at 2-0 Madison Central. So now working out of that stretch to Josh Wright with 1 out is Coleman. And the runner off and going. Richardson, who flies, and he's in there, backed up by the second baseman Thompson, and in there with a stolen base. As we said, he runs very well, Seth Richardson.
Catholic needs to settle down a little bit here. They kind of got the jitters out there on defense today.
So Richardson at second. He gets a stolen base. He's in scoring position for Josh Wright, and I think we talked about his RBIs back in the first, and he's got 30 hits there by Coleman.
Kind of interesting that you don't see guys like Mueller or Flowers in the lineup right now for Lexington Catholic.
Yeah, it is. I noticed that when we got the lineups that no Flowers, who you love, he made a spectacular catch out in right field in the district championship against Lafayette, and Mueller's been hitting the ball pretty good. Richardson at second, and that's going to catch the outside corner, strike 2.
Flowers was told that as soon as Lexington Catholic season's over with it, he'll be heading to Florida to play baseball.
Gotcha. Just moving down there, or?
Yeah, I guess they're going down there to pursue the baseball dream.
Gotcha. 1 out, runner at second is Richardson. He stole second. Here's the wind to pitch and swing and a miss, and Wright can't catch up to it. That's a big strikeout there of Wright. When you look at his 30 RBIs, also Josh Wright, the 3-year starter, the senior there, 3 triples, but he strikes out swinging there. And I'm going to look at my K total. That's 4 strikeouts for Coleman here through 1 2/3. Brings up Joe Holbrook, and he has made one of the best defensive plays of this game down at first base. Ball is going to be inside. It was hit hard down the right field, right over top the bag, and Holbrook, the ball popped up on him, but he was able to get the glove up there at the last moment and turned unassisted to the bag. And if he doesn't make that play, William, Catholic plates 2 on that.
So we got activity in the Catholic bullpen as Sam Hodges warming up.
Ball pulled foul down the third baseline, just off the bag, off the bat of Holbrook. 348 batting average for Joe, and what a pitcher he is. I mean, when you look at his pitching stats, 8-0, 1.23 ERA, that's pretty strong.
That's amazing. Yeah. That's really good, especially in high school where, teams are going to score 2 or 3 games.
If Central wins this game, I would think he'd probably pitch in the semis tomorrow night. Here's the pitch, and he pulls that one, or they may save him for the final and go with their other ace. I mean, I don't know if you really call Holbrook the ace. Maybe you do, but you got Jacob Ferris, who's 7-0 as a pitcher with a 1.46 earned run average.
Yeah.
So you got 2 aces on this. You got 1A, you got 1 and 1A, don't you?
You do.
Ferris and Holbrook. 2 outs. Coleman trying to get out of this, and ball hit it between short and third. Base hit. Let's see if Richardson. No, he got a late jump. He went back to the bag, so he'll be held at third on that base hit there by Holbrook. What happened? For some reason, with 2 outs, he stopped and went back. I mean, right on contact, you got to be moving. I'm not sure he would have scored anyway because the ball was just lasered out to Gergalis in left field.
Well, here's Logan Thomason. He's the only man that hit the the shot right back to the pitcher.
Yeah, and the pitcher bobbled at Coleman, but then he underhanded the baseball to his catcher, Mobley, to get the lead runner, which at the time was Seth Richardson, who happens to be down at third right now. So runners at first and third, 2 outs. Madison Central 2, Lexington Catholic nothing. Gary Ball, William Moorfield, Darren Douglas here on PrepSpin. We'll be with you all day long. We got all 4 of them here today from Lafayette.
Do you feel that?
I almost hit him. I got my attention up here. That was some chin.
Right behind the plate.
Hope he shaved today. Logan Thompson, because if he didn't shave, he don't have many whiskers left.
That's the Coleman Shave Club there.
Logan Thomason. Now head on the count for Coleman. And that goes behind him. Here comes Richardson to the plate, and the catcher's going to drop the ball. Ball got away from the catcher as Richardson comes in to score, and he's shaken up a little bit, but he comes in. It's 3-0 Central as the catcher tagged him but dropped the ball. That would have been an out. So you're right, the defense that's usually pretty stellar for Catholic so far has cost them a couple of runs here in this game.
Well, I think that was good base running right there. Obviously the base runner coming around, and I don't know who that was. Who was that?
Seth Richardson.
Seth Richardson, okay. Well, Richardson, as he saw the catcher dive towards the plate, his immediate reaction was to, hey, let's attack the glove.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he did.
And he knocked it out of there.
That's what caused the baseball.
So it's 3-0. We're going to have a new pitcher in the game. Of course, we want to thank, all our great sponsors here on PrepSpin, White, Greer, and Maggard, Whitaker Bank, also Raising Cane's Chicken. Also, we want to thank Whitaker Bank, Central Bank, Raising Cane's, UK Sports Medicine, Rob Olery. By the way, our good friend Rob just named a National Athletic Trainer Award for the National Athletic Trainer Service Award as an athletic trainer. 3-0 here, and Catholic has brought in a new pitcher. Want to step out, William, come back, and or you want to keep it here?
We'll keep it right here.
Keep it here. We'll tell you the new pitcher in there for the Knights.
I don't know. What do you think? We probably ought to step out just for a second.
Yeah, we can tell you. Take a break, come back. We'll tell you about the new pitcher for Lexington Catholic, which, by the way, is going to be Sam Hodges.
Be right back, folks.
At Raising Cane's, we believe in one love. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot. We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins for a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. And, well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Visit us today at one of our 6 Lexington area locations.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud,
Sammy Hodges, your new pitcher. First pitch was fouled back to the screen by Thomason, so no balls, 1 strike. Sammy Hodges, a right-hander in relief for Coleman here in the second, and that pitch bounces outside. Runner down at third is Holbrook, and, man, he took a long look down there. That was a nice backhand there by Moberly.
Yeah, it was.
That's a run if he doesn't make that play. At least you're going to have a close play at the plate. A run in, it's 3-0 Madison Central. Batting here in the bottom of the second. Sam Hodges, and that's lofted toward the right side. Bush going back, but Thompson still on the infield now, going back it up in the shallow right field. Makes the grab off the bat there of Thomason. But for Madison Central, they get 1 run They get a hit. They leave a man on base. As we go to the third, it is Madison Central leading Lexington Catholic 3-0. We'll be back with the third inning here from the 11th Region Tournament at Lafayette here on PrepSpin.com. The White Greer Maggard Game of the Week.
I am Lee, and I'm happy with my smile. And I'm other Lee, and I ain't happy with my smile. I went to White Greer and Maggard, and they fixed my smile for me. And I never smile, and that's why I'm having some alone time here at dinner. I love that I can go to White Greer and Maggard with all my questions. And I love that I don't have to brush my teeth at night. Don't be like this, me. Go to White Greer and Maggard for a picture-perfect smile.
At Central Bank, we like to call ourselves your friendly neighborhood financial experts because we get to help an entire community of customers achieve their financial dreams. So whether you're opening a checking account or buying your first home, you've got a team of local experts to coach you all the way.
Wow.
See what 70 years of experience can do for your financial future with Central Bank.
How many times are you going to drive off with those things?
Official bank of UK Athletics.
Folks,
welcome back here, Gary Ball, William Warfield. As we go to the top of the third, it'll be Eric Satil, the number 9, and back to the top of the order, Andy Thompson, Chris Thompson, 1 and 2 hitters. And here with all the play-by-play, William Warfield.
Well, Kelsey, the pitcher here for Madison Central, continues to pitch a gem so far. Catholic needing some hits as we head into this top of the third. That pitch outside a ball.
They've had base runners in every inning. Of course, they had runners at first and second on nice play by Holbrook back in the first. And
a pitch in there for a strike right at the numbers there is Satil. I don't think he liked the calls. He looked down to Coach Taylor Brooks on the third base coach's box as Kelsey winds up working from the left field side of the rubber. As Satil reaches out, this could be dangerous. Going back over there, the first baseman making the catch for Madison Central.
It's Holbrook.
Yep, Holbrook.
You know, Holbrook does a great job over there at first base. Did you see that break he got on that ball? As soon as that ball was hit, Holbrook was heading back into foul territory 30 feet behind the bag there. That's just great instincts there by Holbrook, who we've seen make a couple of nice plays defensively here for Madison Central. They lead 3-0 with Catholic batting here in the top of the third. Wind picking up a little bit here at Lafayette.
Andy Thompson stepping in from the left side. There's the delivery from Kelsey, fouled off.
He first pitch hit a ball out to Richardson in center field, leading off this game for Catholic, 0 for 1.
Andy's just kind of looking to slap hit, it looks like right now.
Yeah, I noticed
trying
that
to get
too.
on base.
Kind of chopped down at it, didn't he?
I think that's the Lexington Catholic's angle, is just try to play little baseball.
He didn't chop down on that one.
That one straight back through. Good play there by the shortstop coming out there to stop it. But
Thomason, even he got a glove on that, but I tell you what, that's a base hit all the way. Andy Thompson's beating that ball out, even if Thomason plays that cleanly out at shortstop. And that ball was hit. You know, two things happened. One thing, it hit the rubber, then that slowed it down. And as it kind of dribbled out to shortstop, Thomason made a nice play, but he even kind of bobbled as he threw it. But that's a base hit there for Andy Thompson. 1 for 2 now. Brings up Chris Thompson, his twin brother. He struck out in the first.
Chris, as Kelsey tosses over to first, Chris going to dig in from the left side as well. The Thompson brothers now, they can hit from either side.
Yes. Pete Rose.
So here's Chris back in from the left side. The Lexington Catholic must have scouted Kelsey out a little bit. That ball skips to the backstop, and Andy will take second.
This will be a big inning here for Catholic. They're down 3-0, and they know even though there's one out, as Satil popped up to Holbrook at first, they've still got a runner in scoring position down to second. You got to nibble back because this Madison Central team is such a good offensive ball club. You know what I'm saying? So you got to nibble back. You got to get at least 1 or 2 runs here, I think, if you're Catholic. But they know that.
Kelsey peek over his shoulder. There's the delivery to the plate. This one lifted out to shallow left field.
That could be trouble.
Well, Thomason comes in and makes a spectacular grab.
What a catch by Thomason out down the third base line. In foul well, no, he called it in fair territory.
At the line, yeah.
So 2 outs. That brings up C.J. Bush. Boy, how dangerous would that have been had that dropped in there? Then Catholic would have had 2 runners on, and their big hitter coming up there, C.J. Bush, the first baseman. 2 outs now.
C.J. looking for some power in that swing.
Yeah, we'd like to make this 3-2 with 1 swing, wouldn't he? He can do it.
Walked his last at bat. His only at bat in the ball game.
We're in the third of a 3-0 Madison Central lead on Lexington Catholic.
Kelsey's offering Off-speed curveball misses.
You know, Catholic hasn't played well defensively, not their better defensive game, at least so far, but I think Central has been superb defensively.
I think they have too. Yeah, they
flawless.
Thomason especially out there, and Kelsey
Holbrook
with a nice Holbrook over at first. Good infield for this Madison Central team. That went down the third baseline, fair ball. That's going to score a run for Lexington Catholic. Thompson comes around to score, and Bush will go in a second with a double.
So how big was that catch now by Thomason down the left field line? It'd be a 3-2 ball game because Bush just hit it right over the third base bag, and he played it Andy Thompson. Man, Thompson was around third before the left fielder even got to the ball out there, and that's how fast he is. So Bush with the double and the RBI. And just like that, it's a 3-1 ball game. But now you need if you're Catholic, you need another big hit here by left-handed hitting Gregalis. Bush a little bit shaken up. The umpire comes over, and CJ shaken up as he went into that second base bag.
Might have tweaked his angle a little bit on that bag. It's easy to do.
3-1 now, and the RBI double by Bush that plates Andy Thompson. 3-1 Central, and Catholic still batting here in the top of the third with Bush out at second base.
Gregalis, another lefty in the lineup for Lexington Catholic. This guy's got the pop, though. Kelsey's pitch. Kelsey's not really throwing anything hard right now, especially from the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Lexington Catholic. You haven't seen anything hard thrown at him.
But that's exactly why you made the point before the game, why they're pitching him, because he's keeping them off balance with those all-speed pitches and very crafty. You know, usually you see a lefty crafty, but Kelsey a right-hander, but he's a very, very good pitcher. He knows how to pitch. That's why he's starting here in the 11th region against number 8 ranked team in the state, Lexington Catholic. 3-1, Madison Central leads, but Bush just doubled down the line, William, to plate Andy Thompson. He's out at second. Gregalis trying to deliver a 2-out hit.
There's Kelsey's offering. That pitch misses down low. 1-1 to count here to Gregalis.
Tyler was hit by the pitch back in the first inning.
Yep.
Ben Wilcoxon on deck for the Knights, hoping for an opportunity here.
Kelsey paying a lot of attention to Bush. Remember, in the first inning, he kept trying to pick him off out there. Not playing with him as much right now as he delivers to the plate. Gregalis lifts one out to center field. Going back out there.
He dropped it. He dropped it.
Yep.
Here comes Bush. Wow, he had it, William. The center fielder normally just sure-handed. Richardson had the ball, but as he kind of brought his glove up, it came out. Yep, and it's 3-2.
Out there.
So Gregalis gets the I don't know, that'd be an error because he dropped the ball, but run does score, William, and it's 3-2 now, Madison Central.
Well, Lexington Catholic with a gift there, courtesy of the Indians. Not a gift that they wanted to give, but they sure did gift it.
But Catholic right back in this game now, 3-2.
Kelsey's pitch outside is up at the plate for Lexington Catholic is Wilcoxon.
You know, I don't quite understand that either. I wish Doug Flynn was with us because if a Gold Glover can certainly, but he made the catch, and as he was bringing his glove up, that's what, you know, a lot of times they go ahead and umpire will ring that up, but as he brought the glove up, the ball was coming out, and the umpire said, nope, you dropped the ball. So
high school rules are a little bit different than the pro rules. Now, in the pros, that might have been called an out. It's umpire discretion.
Yep.
In high school, you have to make the transition from your glove back to your hand.
And number 19 in there running for the Knights. Is that still
19 for Lexington Catholic?
That's Gregalis, yeah. Gregalis still. What happened is he went all the way to the dugout, then he came back to first base. Okay, that's what
they were just meeting up while Central was talking there. Wilcoxon looks at that pitch outside corner for a strike.
He bounded to Holbrook on another nice play by the first baseman, unassisted. In the first 0 for 1 did Ben Wilcoxon, the third baseman, who plays a nice third base down at the hot corner.
Kelsey taking his time. Off-speed pitch, outside corner again.
But Catholic has battled back William Warfield, and they've played it 2 here in the third to get right back in this. It's Madison Central out of Richmond 3 and Lexington Catholic 2. William Warfield, I'm Gary Ball. Darren Douglas coming up. It'll be Scott County, Franklin County after about 30 minutes after this one.
That'll be a good one. That pitch outside. There's a throw down to second, and in there is going to be Gregalis with a stolen base.
Well, you got like the aggression of Catholic here. You know, you've got 2 runs in, and you're sending a message to Madison Central. Yes, you're a very good ball club. Well, you know what? We're a pretty good ball club, too. We haven't played our best defense, but yet we've got the tying run out at second base now with that stolen base.
You know, Lexington Catholic was preseason number 1
in the state, Yep. They have some quality wins this year, too. Just look at their body of work.
Their schedule is probably one of the toughest schedules there.
They beat Mayo twice.
This one going to be lifted right to the second baseman, though, however.
So Gordon there.
Gordon makes the play. That's going to do it for Lexington Catholic. But, hey, 2 runs cross the plate for the Knights. We got us a ball game here. It's 3-2, Madison Central with a lead as we head into the bottom of the 3rd inning of play.
This is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's Restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky, and all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
At Raising Cane's, we believe in one love. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot. We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins for a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. And, well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Visit us today at one of our 6 Lexington area locations.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up at all sports. Pick it up at all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Your Marine Corps' way of life.
Head to the bottom of the 3rd, and for Madison Central, it will be Ryan Gordon, who just made that little flare catch at second, then Matt McQueen, and then Trey Eden, the left fielder, batting 5, 6, and 7 hitters, William, here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3-2 ball game. We got ourselves a good one here at the opener of the 11th region. Scott County, Franklin County should be just as good coming up at about 1:30 here on PrepSpin, and then following that, it will be Lafayette as they would take on Henry Clay.
Well, here's Gordon, made the last out there for, defensively.
Yeah.
Caught the last out for Lexington Catholic. So,
and how often does that happen in baseball? I mean, although that was a little flare right to him, the guy makes a great defensive play and leads off the next inning, right?
Here he is. Looks at that second
It's
pitch.
like
That one in there for a strike, too.
Like the baseball gods are smiling on him, you know?
Well, I think the baseball gods gave us an excellent Memorial Day.
This is beautiful. This is one of the prettiest days I've covered this 11th region for 15 years, and this is one of the prettiest Memorial Day days I've seen out here at the 11th region.
Coleman, by the way, we're being told that he finishes with 51
pitches. Yeah, that's our total count.
That means he's
3
done
days
until
rest.
state tournament. He'll be done until state tournament unless we get rain delay.
Call strike as he
Strike
rings
3.
up Eden there looking. He takes a long look at Mr. Bryan, a home plate umpire, 1 out, and that is 5 strikeouts now for the Catholic pitching staff. Of course, 4 of those credited to Coleman, who's out of the game now. Sammy Hodges came in relief in the last inning.
That was a big out right there. Gordon was the guy that got the 2 RBIs, if you remember.
Yeah, hit that ball sharp to short.
Is it McQueen?
Yes, Matt McQueen. Yep. Yes,
He's
sir.
hit by pitch his last at bat. He's stepping in there from the left side.
McQueen, a 286 hitter.
That one lifted down the third base line, well foul though.
McQueen does have a home run this year. He's a sophomore, good-looking sophomore. He's going to be a really, really good player at Madison Central. As I said, 286 hitter with a home run and 8 RBIs this year for left-handed hitting Matt McQueen.
We know some of our friends over at Madison Central is tuning in. I know Julie is going to be tuning in. Randy Rosenbaum, he'll be tuning in today. As a matter of fact, I saw some tweets from Randy.
Yeah, your good friends over there at Madison Cable, right?
Madison County Sports TV. I think
Sports TV, yeah. They do a great job over there.
They do. I love Randy. Good guy. Goofy, but good.
Hey, that's goofy in a good way, man. I'm goofy. Sure. But
he's a funny guy.
If we all weren't a little crazy, we'd go insane. You ever heard that?
Clay back in. This is the pitch from Hodges. This one over to Lexington Catholic and over at first base. Good tag there by C.J. Bush. Satil.
You know, not only is the game tightening up, Mr. Warfield, it seems like the defenses, especially for Catholic, it's starting to tighten up here as we get later in the game. It's a 3-2 ball game. Madison Central jumped out 3-0. Catholic was able to get 2 in the top half of this third and now make it a 3-2 ball game. And, you know, that shortstop, Satil, made that play look easy. That was not an easy play.
No, not at all. Well, C.J. Bush made a nice play, too, tagging. As the throw was a little off the bag.
Third time, though, we've seen a throw off the bag that C.J.'s had to swipe tag the base runner down the first. So they got to work on those throws a little bit.
I'm not sure if the bases are the same length. I think that here at Lafayette it's 85 and not 90.
Are you serious?
You have to verify that, but I think it's 85 and not 90 at Lafayette.
I did not know that. I thought it had to be 90.
I don't know.
That was a strike, by the way. What a pitch by Mr. Hodges.
Trey Eden. I think somebody had told me that, but don't hold me to it.
Well, I'll verify. Mickey Marshall is doing the PA, of course, former Dunbar coach, right next door to us, so we would certainly research that. You know, we try to find out all the facts here on PrepSpin.
We'll look it up. I know you're the fact guy, aren't you?
No, that'd be the one and only Mike Fields and Josh Moore. We love Josh Moore. He's such a great young man, and of course we love Mike Fields, the Hall of Famer. But Josh is following big footsteps. That looked like a strike from up here.
Pitch outside.
Yeah, just outside. But you know it broke. But anyway, that's the umpire. I mean, I apologize.
It's hard to see that board out there.
You can't see it at all. You just got to follow.
That one lifted out to right field, going back to try to catch it is going to be
Mr. Bender.
Stephen Bender.
Third
used
out.
to calling Josh Flowers out there at a double.
Yeah, I know. He's a good one. They get no runs, no hits, nobody left on base as we go to the fourth. Madison Central 3, Lexington Catholic 2 here. Of course, thanks to all of our sponsors, White Greer, Maggard, Bob Roberts Insurance. I know I had lunch with Joe Roberts the other day from Bob Roberts Insurance, and they sponsor high school. They are up. Listen to this, William. Bob Roberts Insurance, they insure 140 high school districts in the state. That's like 2/3 of the state they insure over at, I know they're watching too. Joe told me to be checking out the regional tournament.
That's amazing. Hey, and check this out. We had talked, about making the last play where Thomason made the last out. Well, Bender makes the last out for Lexington Catholic, so in the third inning, that's what happens is Bender's come up the bat.
And you know what I'm noticing, Mr. William? I don't know how we warned them, but we've got some fantastic director chairs up here they gave us up here. We're sitting up high. These things are comfy, and you better watch out between games because your cohort here, your Mr. PrepSpin sidekick might be taking a nap.
Uh-oh.
And if you need cough drops, I got those as well as we get housing. Say hello. Let's give a shout out to our good friend Mike Ritchie. Mike and I worked this tournament for a number of years trying to give baseball coverage and everything, and he is watching up in Cincinnati on his 70-inch screen. How about that?
That's
man,
good.
I want to see this game on a 70-inch screen. Come on, Mike. Help a brother out.
I mean, he outdid me. I've got a 65-inch screen.
I've got a 55, so you outdid me. But you know what? If you got high definition flat, what do you care?
Yeah.
It all looks so good. I mean, when I went to high definition about 10 years ago, and then I watched regular cable, I said, man, it looks blurry. High def is like you're right there. Well, how about that?
Right.
Those NBA finals going on, man? Golden State and OKC tomorrow night with tonight. Game 7 tonight.
Yeah.
Then the finals start Thursday with King LeBron and Cleveland taking on. Here's my pick. I'm gonna have to go with Golden State. I think they're gonna win Game 7. It's out in La La Land.
It's gonna be tough on OKC if that happens, right?
Yep.
Kelsey still on the mound for Madison Central as we head to the top of the fourth here. He's leading off for Lexington Catholic.
That's Bender, isn't it?
Yep, that's going to be Bender, Stephen Bender. Bender, Bennington, and Moberly due up here for Lexington Catholic. And keeping score at home, that's 6, 7, and 8 in the lineup for the Knights. Bender back in there looking at 2 balls, no strikes. 3-0 now.
3 balls, no strikes with Bennington on deck, and Catholic trying to tie this game up here in the fourth. Madison Central 3, Lex Cath 2.
Kelsey taking his time, needs to deliver a strike here. That one misses.
Ball 3, I believe.
Now it's
3-0.
Are they saying it's 3-0 now? No, it's 3-1.
Yeah,
3-1. One of those balls we thought was a strike. Now that's ball 4.
Yes, sir. So Bender walks on the 3-1 pitch. Comes up to Bo Bennington. Remember, he grounded in that 4-6-3 double play back in the second, which was a killer in that inning for the Knights. But after him will be the catcher, Landon Moberly.
Bennington, the designated hitter for Lexington Catholic, wears that number 13 jersey, batting from the left side.
And there's a reason you designate him as the hitter, right?
That is right.
Spots right like this. Oh, I went inside, almost hit him.
Yep. And taking second out there is going to be Bender. So Lexington Catholic a base hit away from tying this one up.
And catcher Black knows that. He's going to go out and talk to Kelsey. He doesn't like the rhythm by Cal right now, who was 2-2 coming into this regional tournament with a 2.35 earned run average, but he has been stellar. Of course, he did give up 2 to the Knights back in the third inning with only one of those earned. No, they were both earned runs because you had the hit by Thompson and the double by Bush down the line that played at him. So both runs are earned.
Got all of Madison Central coming out here on the sideline. What's that all about?
New pitcher coming in.
So I'm kind of curious why they all come out.
They want to greet the pitcher coming off the mound like that. Just tell him, hey, great job out there.
Gotcha.
The new pitcher is number 24 for Madison Central. You got the roster there for
24
Central.
for Central will be McKinley Sewell.
Sewell or Sewell, we'll find out. By the way, he's 4-1 with an 0.91 ERA. We'll find out if it's Sewell or Sewell.
Sewell? Maybe it's Saywell. Or Sewell, maybe. We're going to find out. Sewell is what we're being told. Sewell's going to be taking his warm-up pitches here.
Yeah, it's Sewell. We gave you the record 4-1, 0.913. He's a junior, by the way, is McKinley Sewell. 3-2 ball game. Oh, that's right. We got a trivia, don't we?
We do got a trivia, yeah.
Supposed to do it. Let's do it now with the new pitcher. Okay, how many KHSAA state baseball title have the schools of 11th Region 1 combined? That's the trivia.
What was the question again?
How many Kentucky High School Athletic Association state baseball titles have the schools of the 11th Regions 1 combined? Got to give us the number. You don't have to tell us the school with the most because there's 3 of those, but you got to give us the number. So how are they? Where's Darren Douglas? Is he out running for mayor again? There he is, Darren.
Yes, sir.
You're politicking. How do they answer that? Do they send it to William? Okay, here's how you answer this question. You send it or go on Twitter to PrepSpin, and William Warfield will check his PrepSpin, see if you got. But that's the question: how many KHSAA state baseball titles do the 11th region combined have? You got to give us the number. Okay.
At PrepSpin, don't forget that. At PrepSpin on Twitter. Answer it. I'm going to say 8.
So you got Bennington up there trying to deliver. Of course, you had the Bender with the base on balls. He's out at second base. And a new pitcher in there is, of course, as we said, McKinley Sewell.
Bennington back in from the left side, out on second. Bender on second. Timeout here at the plate. White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics want to thank those fine folks.
Oh, they're awesome. They are awesome. Couldn't do it without them.
Not at all. Anything.
That's right. That's right.
Pitch outside, not just baseball.
We've got all the games today coming up, as we said, Scott County, Franklin County. 4 games today. We'll wrap it up tonight with Southern against Western Hills. We have both semifinals tomorrow night, championship Wednesday night here, live on PrepSpin. Catholic trying to tie it here with a big hit here in the 4th inning, trailing 3-2.
Sewell taking his time here. Back-to-back walks for Catholic.
So you bring in Sewell for Kelsey, and then he promptly walks his first batter. So you got runners at first and second for Catholic, nobody out, and you go to Landon Moberly, who struck out in the second.
Moberly's due, too. You remember that last district game that he played in? He didn't have a very good game in that. Now, the game before is when he won the,
hit the walk-off up against the wall.
Game. Yeah, he is due, my friend.
Walk-off double up against the wall to win the game.
Moberly in from the right side, waving his bat like Gary Sheffield did back in the day. Squared around the bunt. Fake snap, throw down to first. So, Soul. Is it Soul? It's Soul, right? Soul. We're going to have a hard time with that one, I think.
Napa Prime and Versailles, the sponsor of our trivia. Napa Prime and Versailles. Thanks to all of our sponsors here on PrepSpin.
Beautiful day for baseball. There's the bunt, and it's going to be just past the pitcher, but he does pick it up with a bare hand, throws over to first. That moves the runners up. So good. He got the job done there at the plate, Moberly did.
Well, what a great job by Sewell, too. He saw that ball. He couldn't catch it in the air, so he caught it, kind of, trapped it there, and then spun and made a great play to throw out the runner at first base, Moberly. But as you said, Bender's, he went on down to third, and Bennington's at second now, so both runners in scoring position with one out. Eric Satil at the plate.
Satil digging in, another right-handed.
Popped up to Holbrook at first in the third inning, 0 for 1.
You got Thompson on deck. That one going to be hitting him.
Grazed him, bases juiced.
Got a piece of the jersey, and he didn't lean into it.
No, he just kind of twisted around a little bit. Home plate umpire with a very quick call, so bases loaded. Madison Central leading 3-2, but Catholic with one out, bases loaded here. Bender's at third, Bennington's at second, and now being hit by the pitch, Eric Satil's down at first base. And that brings up the top of the order, Mr. Andy Thompson, who singled, scored a run, stole a base back in the third, 1 for 2.
Now you got to kind of question the move of bringing Kelsey out.
Had to be the pitch count. I mean, I don't have the pitch count, but it had to be the pitch count, I would think. I know he was getting a little wild, but
there's Andy Thompson. Thompson squaring around the bunt. They were trying to do the squeeze play. That one gets past the catcher, but he recovers quickly.
Andy wants timeout with the home plate umpire, Mr. Bryan, and he heads down to talk to the third base coach. We are at the 11th Region Tournament. Lexington Lafayette, they have not hosted this tournament in 17 years, and they're doing a great job. We have a packed house coming up. Darren Douglas and I will give you all the action between Scott County and Franklin County. I'll let Darren do most of the play-by-play in that one. I'll come back with the Lafayette Henry Clay game. How about that, Mr. Warfield? I'll do whatever you need me to do. Hey, I'm Ernie Banks. I'll play 4 if you need me to.
I just got to get over to the Legends at some point today.
Is that your favorite Cub, by the way, Ernie Banks?
No, my favorite Cubby of all time would have to be Ryan Sandberg.
Ryan Sandberg, boy, the captain.
I didn't grow up in the era that Ernie played in, of course, but Sandberg.
I didn't either, but I mean, I'm not saying I'm that old, but, I'm old enough to remember Ernie Banks. Let's play 2.
Mr. Cub.
Yeah, Mr. Cub. They got his big – I've been to Wrigley. They got his big statue out there in front of Wrigley Field.
Well, I love that 89 Chicago Cubs team. But this Cubs team is special, probably the best Cubs team ever. Another fun attempt there by Thompson, pulls it back.
By the way, my daughter, and she might be watching up in northern Kentucky, she said she was going to check it out today on the holidays. Deanna's very proud of my granddaughter, Peyton. She got the Kay Wood, she had 5th grade graduation. She got the Principal's Academic Award last week up at in northern Kentucky. So proud of Peyton.
Peyton. I've got a Peyton.
I know you do.
Congratulations, Peyton.
She didn't get her smarts from me, by the way.
So the delivery. Thompson again pulls it back. That time it's right down Broadway for a strike, though.
That was a nice pitch there by McKinley Sewell, the pitcher in relief.
This is just a mind game right now. This is, Thompson just trying to toy with Sewell out there.
Good bunt.
Thompson puts
That's
it down,
trouble.
and that is trouble. No play. He is safe, and Lexington Catholic going to take the lead. 1 run scores, and here comes another. Lexington Catholic calling in another run. Here's the tag. Out.
What a great play by the catcher. Black at the plate with that throw and had to tag him behind him, but 2 runs came in to score. What a perfect bunt laid down by Andy Thompson. The pitcher slipped off in the grass, threw it wild to Holbrook. They did get a great relay throw back in to nail the runner to play, but 2 runs in, and now Catholic has their first lead, 4-3.
That one right there, you want them normally to hit it soft. The bunt, that one right there plays perfectly down that first base line. Here's Chris Thompson. Lexington Catholic with the lead now, and now the meter switches. Lexington Catholic with all that motivation now.
So 2 runs came in to score to make it 4-3 on the bunt by Thompson, leading here in the 4th inning with that nice bunt down the first base line. It's 4-3. Catholic their first lead here in the 4th against Madison Central. As we said, in relief was McKinley Sewell. At the dish now is Chris Thompson. Andy out at second base. 2 runs in. Sewell checking that runner, and ball slapped down toward first. Back, Holbrook bobbles. He's got to play to first and throws it over.
Got him.
Great.
Oh, no, he's safe.
Say the first baseman. Here's a high throw to the plate, and another run will come in. William, excuse me.
No, you go right ahead. I was checking something out here on the stat monitor, but Lexington Catholic now leads the ball game 5-3, and the coach Roof is livid down there. He came out of the dugout. I thought he was coaching first there.
Well, what he's upset about is his pitcher. Sewell did a great job covering first. They said he was off the bag. The flip from Holbrook was in time. And Roof is upset because he thinks, that would have allowed the run to score. I don't think the run would have scored, but the confusion came when they called him safe, and then that kind of really stymied everybody for Central, and then the run came in and scored. And it's now 5-3 Catholic after trailing in this game 3-0. Here comes Coach Roof out of the dugout. He'll come out and talk to his pitcher.
So we do got a meeting out here on the mound. Yeah, I was trying to clip that highlight out there of we got multitasking here, obviously. But
well, you can do that better than anybody. I mean, that's why I kind of picked it up for you, because I knew you were trying to do that. So, and I knew there was a lot going on. I think we're going to have a new pitcher in for Central. Yep, that's exactly what we're going to have. Looks like number 11. I'll pull up the roster here.
We'll have highlights for everybody later on. But
new pitcher is Cameron Presnell. Well, they've got some names on this Madison Central team. Cameron Presnell, Presnell. We'll double check on that pronunciation.
We got some tweets coming in here. Landon Arflack says 13. Thomas Banahan says 14. Then Landon says no, 15. And then
okay. What did Landon?
Mike Ritchie says 15.
Okay. Landon and Mike Ritchie are correct. 15.
15.
Yes, sir. So we got 2 people that have it. So who was the first one? Landon?
Landon, yeah.
Okay, Landon, you are correct. It's 15 teams from this 11th region have won state titles, and if you want me to give you the rundown, I will. Lafayette's got 3 of them. Tates Creek has 3. Lexington Catholic 3. Dunbar 2. Madison Central has 1. Lexington Christian has 1 in 05, and Henry Clay has a state title. That's a total of 15. So new pitcher in there for Madison Central as Catholic leads now 5-3. And the new pitcher is, as we said, number 11 for Madison Central, and that's Cameron Presnell. Let's get Darren to go double check on the. Darren, would you double check on PRESNELL? Is it Presnell, the kid pitching for Central? Just check with the announcer over here. Okay, here we go. Presnell. So here we go. Cameron Presnell. We hope we're saying that right, folks.
Lexington Catholic with the lead, though. Big inning for Lexington Catholic. They have scored 3 so far in this inning, and still only 2 outs.
But Central jumped out 3-0. 5 unanswered here by Catholic, and still runners at second base. Presnell, yeah, we got it.
Presnell taking his time here.
Bush, a dangerous hitter in these spots.
A pitch side of ball. Got runners still out there on second for Lexington Catholic.
Bush doubled his last time up, knocking in Thompson. Walked his first. So he's been on base both times, William.
That pitch misses. You want to thank everybody for tuning in today.
Yes, sir. We're in the 4th inning of a 5-3 ball game. Catholic trailed 3-0. They've scored 5 unanswered to take this 5-3 lead here. Still batting with Bush at the plate. Thompson, Chris out at second.
CJ still due for Lexington Catholic. He walked his first at bat. What do you got down for a second?
He doubled a run in. Remember, he doubled that one right over the third base bag, knocked in Andy Thompson.
Well, he's due for the long ball.
Yes,
he hasn't
is.
had one in a while.
Leads Catholic in home runs, I believe, this year.
And that one fouled out of play.
We have a terrific crowd here. This is big crowd here. The stands are pretty full. A lot of folks packed down the line, the left field, first base line, right field line, and enjoying this weather. And Scott County and Franklin County will battle about 1:30 today, and then it'll be Lafayette Henry Clay at 5, and then at 5:30, then at 8 o'clock. There'll be a little break in between the second and third game.
Presnell's offering that time outside corner for a strike. You're right, it is hard to see those balls and strikes being called right there.
That was a nice pitch, right on the corner. Caught that outside corner, as they said, a Rembrandt.
Thanks everybody for tweeting in the answers to our Napa Prime trivia question. Catholic still with a runner in scoring position. Bush lifts one out to center field, camping out underneath of it. Richardson, and he hauls it in. And Coach Roof still talking with the umpire down the first base line.
Well, he's got a bit of a point. I thought that should have been out as well. I tend to agree with him.
But, you know, there's been a couple of calls today. Obviously, Lexington Catholic thought that they had a call not given to them in that first inning.
Mm-hmm.
And then now Madison Central here in the fourth. So,
but Catholic, they had a nice inning. They plated 3 runs in the top half of that inning. 3 runs. They did leave one man on base, but they got 3 runs in. They lead 5-3 now. Catholic with their first lead of this ball game after Madison Central jumped out 3-0. It's now Lexington Catholic 5. Madison Central batting here in the bottom of the fourth. William will take you through this, and I'll be back with inning 5. And Darren Douglas would join me for the Lafayette game, Franklin County, Scott County game coming up. Yes, sir?
We're going to take a commercial break. We'll be right back, folks.
Sorry. Excuse me, William.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Back here at Lafayette High School, big swing and a miss there. We get up there, that's Logan Black.
Yep, leading off the bottom of the fourth.
Logan Black, Jacob Ferris due up next, and then back to the top of the lineup with Seth Richardson.
And Catholic has their first lead, 5-3 over this very, very talented Madison Central team. And Steve Rue still upset about that call out of first base.
He was. That whole in-between innings right there, he was talking to that umpire.
He had a little bit of a gripe, I think.
How about the patience from the umpire, too?
Oh, the umpires are doing a great job. I mean, they call like they see them, you know. He thought the pitcher covering pulled his foot off the bag. So he called it like he saw it, but Steve Roof saw it another way. Like I said, when you make a call as an umpire, I used to umpire. 50% of the people don't like your call.
Well, yeah, that's
some
the fans are playing against, right?
Exactly. The advantage, the call you made for that team, they like it. The other team has a bad call.
Black back in there, swing and a miss.
That's second K for Logan today. He struck out twice. Earlier it was not. Earlier it was Coleman who struck him out. That time, of course, Sammy Hodges who came in relief for Coleman. We heard Coleman threw 51 pitches.
51.
So he's got to have 3-day rest before he can throw again.
There's the pitch from Hodges. That one in there for a strike as Ferris digs in, struck out his last at bat.
We are at Lexington Lafayette side of the
Beautiful
11th region.
baseball field.
Oh my goodness, field looks awesome. Best it's ever looked.
There's a poke out of play.
I've been here a lot of times over the years. This is the best the Lafayette baseball field's ever looked. That infield is pristine.
I mean, the outfield,
it's like a major
wall
league
and
park
everything
in the
is
infield. It's beautiful. I love baseball.
That one lifted out to shallow right center, but the right fielder out there, Bender, makes the play.
So I'll tell you,
2 down.
Hodges is liking this 5-3 lead, isn't he, Mr. Warfield? He struck out Black on really 3 pitches, maybe one ball, and then he gets Tysus Ferris to go opposite field to right fielder Bender for the second out, and now you go to the top of the order, and Seth Richardson. They haven't had him on. He's been on base both times tonight, scored a run in the second.
Let's see if Hodges brings the heat here to the leadoff hitter, Richardson. First pitch is a fastball. In there for a strike.
One thing about it, William, you referenced it over at the tournaments at the 43rd at LCA. Catholic has a lot of arms. They have a lot of pitching.
They do. Yeah, they've kind of like the Cubs.
Hit him.
That one.
As we say that,
the shoulder.
As we say that, he doinks Mr. Richardson, who's been on base all 3 times now, right in the back of that number 4. So Richardson goes down to first, hit by the pitch, and then you bring up Josh Wright. And I know I talked about it earlier, but Wright hitting .377, 9 doubles, a home run, and 30 RBI.
Said that he likes to come up to the right stuff walk-up music.
Take
my notes here.
Wright could make this 5-5 ball game with one swing.
New kids on the block, ain't it?
Yes, sir. You're losing
the
me.
Right stuff.
I actually like that song. I really do. That's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah. Runner on first.
But that being said, I was a Backstreet Boys guy myself. I liked Rock Your Body, whatever that song was they did, Backstreet Boys. And, of course, Kevin Richardson is a second cousin of mine.
Well, you know, Mike Ritchie used to be in a band, I heard. There's a toss over to first.
Does anybody have heard of the band, I mean?
I don't know.
I've heard of Mike Ritchie.
Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Probably not a band I've heard of.
Darren Douglas was telling me about it.
He's out there politicking, running for mayor of Versailles.
He is running for mayor. That pitch outside.
And the state baseball tournament this year will get underway a week from Thursday over at Whitaker Bank Ballpark. Then
we got a lot going on, don't we?
Are we? By the way, I got to ask you. I know we're on the air with a big regional baseball, but I'll ask you. Here's a throw over to first base. I'll ask you anyway. Are we helping Mr. Miller again with that Kentucky-Indiana series?
You know, I sent messages to him.
Okay.
He asked me in the beginning if we were.
Yeah, gotcha.
I
just didn't know
because that's on his feedback.
That's Sunday, June 12th.
That's on the 12th, right? Of course, I'll be fresh out of Owensboro then. There's a throw to second, and then
Richardson.
their safety is
That's second stolen base for Seth in this ball game. So he's got 2 stolen bases. He stole one back in the second and scored a run. He steals that one, and now with 2 outs, he's in scoring position in a 5-3 ball game. Knights on top, but Madison Central, a team that will battle you, and battle you again. So if you're Catholic, you got to be worried about that runner Richardson down to second. And Mr. Moberly knows that as he heads out to talk to Sam Hodges, his pitcher.
Catholic leading the ball game 5-3 as we are in the bottom of the 4th inning of play.
I said about an hour ago, or a little over an hour ago, this game started at 11 o'clock, so about an hour and 20 minutes ago. I know you're down on your houseboat at Harrington, Lake Cumberland, wherever, watching, listening to the ball game. We appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying it. Gary Ball with William Moorfield here on PrepSpin. We'll have all 4 games today here at the 11th region.
Here's the pitch from Hodges. That one sent right back up the middle. Satile got a glove on it. Here comes the 4th run of the ball game for Madison Central, and we got a one-run game now.
And Mr. Wright has his 31st RBI, the leading RBI man on the team, as he smacks a single up the middle over the glove of the shortstop, Satile. I don't know how they're going to score that, but that's a base hit in my opinion.
That was a base hit. Just another blast right there. And Satile not the normal shortstop for Lexington Catholic, by the way.
Yeah, exactly right.
So we got to...
it's normally Mueller, isn't it?
It's normally Mueller out there. Mueller also DHs a lot.
5-4 ball game. I told you, Central, you just better look out because these Madison Central kids know how to flat hit the baseball. And right there with his 31st RBI, making it 5-4, knocking in Richardson, who had stole second.
And dust starting to come up out of the field into
I hear you.
The press box a little bit. Well, that one shot right at the Madison Central dugout. Everybody look out over there. 5-4 our score, bottom of the fourth. Lexington Catholic with a 1-run lead. We told you in the beginning this was either going to be a pitcher's duel, which I feel like it has been to the extent, or it was going to be a high-scoring affair, and now it's turned into a high-scoring affair.
I think that's what it's going to be. Obviously, 5-4 throw. Good throw over to first base by Hodges. Good move.
It's almost like somebody flipped on a switch, said, all right, let's start scoring runs.
And these are two, as you said, William, two good offensive teams, Lexington Catholic and Madison Central. They know how to hit the baseball. And two well-coached teams. The defense for Catholic was a little shaky through the first few innings, but I think it's tightened up. I don't discredit Satil. That was a rocket off the bat of right. I think that's a base hit all the way.
Yeah, no doubt. Holbrook digging back in, waving that wand. Hodges looking over his shoulder, delivers to the plate. That one in the dirt. And going to second.
Is right. So he's in scoring position now. That's a tie and run of the ball game here in the bottom of the fourth. As Wright sees that ball get away from Oberlin, he heads down to second base.
A 2-out rally going on right now for Madison. It started well for Catholic.
Yeah, he struck out Black and got Ferris. And really no harm, a little fly ball to right field Bender. Since then, it's been all downhill. Richardson
outfielders
hit by the pitch, stole second.
Outfielders still battling the sun out there. So anything hit to the outfield today is going to be dangerous.
This is Holbrook. He was hit by a pitch, scored a run, singled in the second. And Holbrook came into this tournament with a .348 batting average, so he's up that to about .352.
There's the pitch. That one going to be a base hit, Gary Ball. That's going to bring home the tying run. Here's a throw to the plate. And, it's going to be thrown out at home. What a play out there by Bender. What a throw. I thought he had no chance, but the throw spot on.
What a super throw by Bender. He nailed him by 2 feet. And a great play by the catcher, Moberly, to block that plate and to tag out right. He was coming all the way. So Holbrook gets the base hit, but Bender, the right fielder, throws a strike to the plate and nails a good runner, Josh Wright, at the dish. So, Mass Central thought they were going to tie it up. 1 run in, William, and a couple of hits. As we go to the fifth, it is Lexington Catholic 5, Madison Central 4. We'll return here on the White Greer Maggard High School Baseball Game of the Week on PrepSpin.com. And a new pitcher in for Madison Central, Keegan Noggle, is on the mound now, a little right-hander. And he will face Tyler Gregalis, Ben Wilcoxon, and Steve Bender, 4, 5, and 6 here in the fifth inning with Catholic leading 5-4. Noggle's first pitch. That's going to be outside, ball 1 to the leadoff hitter here in the fifth. That's Tyler Gregalis, Gary Ball, William Warfield, Darren Douglas here on PrepSpin, the White Greer Maggard High School 11th Region Baseball game. And Gregalis with a nice swing, chops, hits it back to the screen. Noggle on the season, 3-1 record. What an ERA. 0.75 earned run average, Mr. Warfield.
It's just amazing.
Here's the pitch from Gregalis, and he lofts it toward the third base side. Third baseman lets the shortstop. He now picks it up and grabs it on the infield. The shortstop looked at the third baseman first, said, okay, I got it, as Gregalis pops up to the shortstop on the infield. And that's 1 out. That brings up Ben Wilcoxon. facing Keegan Noggle for Madison Central. What a ball game. 5-4 with Catholic batting here in the top of the fifth in front of a standing room only crowd here at Lexington Lafayette. Darren Douglas and I and William Warfield will give you Scott County, Franklin County after this one. Ball fouled out of play off the first base side. Well out of play.
I'm going to see if I can get a score update real quick.
Scott County and Franklin County, they played a few weeks ago. Franklin County got them 3-2. So Franklin County won the last meeting between those two clubs. Ball fouled behind home plate. So Wilcoxon behind now. No balls, 2 strikes. Stephen Bender, who's been on base both times. He singled in the second. Walked, scored a run. The fourth is the on-deck circle for Coach Brooks. 1 out. Gergalis popped up to the shortstop to lead off this fifth. Lexington Catholic 5, Madison Central 4. Madison Central had the tying run knocked down at the plate. Ball hit off the glove of the pitcher Noggle. First third baseman, he can't handle it. Everybody's safe as Wilcoxon will get an infield hit.
Wilcoxon hustling down the line there.
So he gets the infield hit, went off the glove of the pitcher. Third baseman Ferris wouldn't have had to play anyway time he got to the ball. So runner at first, 1 out, brings up Stephen Bender. He walked, scored a run in the fourth, singled in the second, as I said. 1 for 1, been on base both times, trying to make it 3. Ball high and tight. To Bender with Bennington on deck. I'll take you through this inning. William be back with inning 6, 5-4 ball game.
How about Bender's throw, though? That could have been a game saver.
Man, that was a perfect strike to the plate. Good move over to first base.
I mean, you can't teach that.
No, you either have that ability, with that kind of arm out, or you don't. And he does. Bender with a tremendous arm out there, threw a strike to the plate to nail a speedy runner. Another throw for high throw. And Madison Central's Holbrook has done a great job over there at first base tonight. He made a super play in that first inning and saved a couple of runs. Bender, right-handed hitter. Here's a Noggle. Pitch, and it's high and tight. Throw down to second, and it skips away from the second baseman covering, and safe will be Wilcoxon.
Well, this has been a game where you can run all day today. Nobody's been able to tag anyone out at second, trying to take the bag anyway.
A lot of it's been the infielder trying to make the tag before he gets the baseball.
Yeah, and you don't really have that much foul territory here at Lafayette. It's very shallow.
Kind of like a football player running before he catches the football.
Yeah.
Got to have the ball first.
Well, you've seen that at home plate, once today as well. But
ball was knocked out there as well by the base runners.
Got to hold on to the baseball.
And there's going to be a strike on the outside corner. Good pitch there to second. After an infield single, he's out at second base. 5-4 ball game. Lexington Catholic on top, trying to add to that lead here in the top half of the fifth. 11th Region Baseball at Lafayette. Pitch is swing and a miss. Couldn't catch up to it. And a good hang there by the catcher.
We broke up there for a second. Darren Douglas hovering over our hot spot with his phone kind of interrupted us a little bit there.
I got you.
Sorry about that, folks. Leave it up to Darren Douglas.
Yep. Runner out at second. And there's ball 4. So Bender with a good job at the dish, drawing that base on balls. He heads down to first. Runners at first and second. Wilcoxon's at second. That brings up Bo Bennington. He grounded into a 4-6-3 double play. Base on ball, scored a run in the last inning, the fourth. So 0 for 1. Bennington with Moberly on deck, the catcher. Runners at first and second, 1 out here in the top of the fifth. And Keegan Noggle is in relief for the Indians of Steve Roof. Checks the runners, wind the pitch. Ball hit toward third. Third baseman makes a great play. Wants to turn 2, goes to second and get the lead runner. He's on the ground, can't throw it to first. They do call him out at second, so they nail Bender at second. What a play, though, by the third baseman down there, Ferris. That gets through him, a run scores for sure.
Yeah, that was a nice play. And good play out there by the second baseman as well. Able to catch that bag with his foot, basically, and still catch that baseball.
So Bender, fielder's choice as they knock down the lead runner. Wilcoxon at second. 2 outs. Coach, one of the Lafayette coaches went out to talk to the umpire. They're talking about the play at 7. After this one, it'll be Scott County, Franklin County, then Lafayette, Henry Clay at 5:30, and then we'll wrap up things with Madison Southern against Western Hills out of Frankfort.
Keegan's got a nice little fastball out there on the mound for Madison Central.
Yeah, we gave you some numbers for him, Noggle. 3-1 record, 0.75 ERA.
Keegan Noggle.
2 outs, runners at the corners, and Moberly at the dish. And that's going to be a call strike on the outside corner. Good pitch to Landon Moberly. Satil on deck for Lexington Catholic. They lead 5-4 here. And runners at first and third, 2 outs here in the top of the 5th against Madison Central. Here's a pitch from Noggle, breaking pitch, high and tight.
That breeze certainly feels good coming into the press box right now.
Noggle. Pitch, ball lofted high toward the infield shortstop going back, and center fielder, right fielder breaking on it, and the right fielder will call everybody off out there, right in right field to make the grab off the bat of Moberly as he flies out. For Lexington Catholic, no runs. They get 1 hit. They leave 2 men on base as we go to the bottom of the 5th. It is Lexington Catholic 5, Madison Central 4 here on PrepSpin, the White Greer Maggard High School Baseball Game of the Week. We'll be back.
I'm not happy with my teeth. They're not straight enough.
Let me fix them for you.
No. You are not White Greer and Maggard.
I'm sort of like White Greer and Maggard. I'm local, love smiles, love to fix things.
No.
Sorta you isn't you. White Greer and Maggard, where a beautiful smile is just the beginning.
Introducing Too Legit, the game's first ever 4-piece bat, designed specifically to achieve the optimum performance level. The technology has been deemed 2x4 logic, a patent-pending design detailing a double barrel and 4-piece construction, creating greater distance and more flex than any of its predecessors. Considering an average batter's swing speed between the ages of 10 and 17 is 46.5 miles per hour. When the ball makes contact with the outside barrel, it compresses the composite material inward, starting the trampoline effect, launching the ball back out.
We head now to the bottom of the 5th. Lexington Catholic 5, Madison Central 4. And it'll be Logan Thompson leading off the 5th. And that pitch is going to be just miss from Sam Hodges, a right-hander in relief for Coleman for Catholic here in the bottom of the 5th. Here's the 1-0 to Thompson. He chops it down toward third. Third comes, fields, and Wilcoxon sets and throws a nice throw over to Bush. Good play by Ben Wilcoxon. Have we said Wilcoxon's a good third baseman down top corner? I think we mentioned that.
Well, I think we said it a few times today. Just routine type of player out there that
gets the job done.
Makes all those plays.
Makes the routine. That's what you got to do in baseball. Make the routine plays. So brings up Ryan Gordon. Reached on air, struck out in the 3rd. The fastball misses high and tight. I tell you what, this little fella Hodges, for his stature out there, he's not a big kid at all. Looking at him from up here in the press box, but he's got some pop on that pitch.
He does.
1-0, and that's going to miss outside. 2 balls, no strikes to Gordon with McQueen on deck.
I'll send a shout out to my good friend Gary Durbin watching today again.
GD. Pitch high and tight. Ran him.
Watching from the office over there at Whitaker Bank Ballpark.
Home of the Lexington Legends,
they got
Kansas City Royals affiliate. That Royals, did I ever tell you the Royals is my favorite team?
Really? We need to go to KC and watch a game.
Oh, it's beautiful out there.
Yeah.
Beautiful ballpark. And there's going to be a call strike. That was probably the best fastball we've seen from Sam Hodges.
I'm down for the road trip.
KC.
Let's do it, Gary Ball.
Actually has some relatives. Here's the pitch, and that's going to be ball 4 high that have Royal season tickets, so maybe they can hook us up.
That'd be nice.
So Gordon draws the base on balls, 1 out. Thompson, he grounded to Will Coxon, made a nice play off toward the shortstop side. And that brings up Matt McQueen.
I'm sure if I, if I beg
Gary
Shea and Gary Durbin,
they'd hook us up with some tickets.
Well, they probably call George Brett up and say, "Hey, man, I got the King of Stream coming out there."
That's right. He wants some tickets, and hook him up. You should get the hookup. That's for sure. That's all you do for all these high school kids.
Oh, we make the legends look good on the.
Yes,
Nick,
you do.
Nick there and
Gary's one of my favorite. Of course, his son Brett played quarterback right here at Lexington Lafayette and went on to be the Tommy Bell Award winner based on academics and just all-around great kid. Won that award. We got to start we talked about it, but we got to
the PrepSpin.
The PrepSpin. We got to.
Yeah.
Maybe we can.
I think we can still pull it off.
The PrepSpin. Give out our equivalent of the ESPYs here on PrepSpin. With the King of Stream.
We need to do the PrepSpin. I like the idea.
That's a great concept. So meeting at the mound breaks up. Coach Brooks, who was a pitcher in his own day, heads back to the Catholic dugout. They lead 5-4 with Madison Central batting here. And up there is Matt McQueen with 1 out, runner at first base. Gordon walked. He's at first. So Madison Central here in the bottom of the 5th. Trying to tie this one up with Lexington Catholic. Pitch outside corner, call strike. Boy, nice pitch there by Hodges. Few clouds starting to head toward the ballpark. What a beautiful scene here at Lafayette.
They got it made here at this ballpark.
350 down the left center field power. 375 way out there in right center. That ball, good job by Moberly to backhand that one, not allowing Gordon to head down to second base. So we've seen that a number of times tonight by these catchers.
Mm-hmm. We have and again, they don't have enough. They don't have a whole lot of foul territory to deal with there. So you turn around, you're right at the brick.
Standing room only crowd here. Ball fouled off the third base side, off the bat of the left-handed hitting McQueen. He struck out in the first, grounded to short on a nice play by Satil in the third. 1 out, runner at first. 5-4 ball game. Catholic leading Madison Central. Gary Ball, William Warfield, Darren Douglas. Darren will be along for the call of the next game, Scott County and Franklin County. That should be a good one, William. I mean, they played a 3-2 ball game just a couple of weeks ago. Franklin County Flyers actually knocked off that very good Scott County team.
Yeah, that should be a really good game, actually.
And then after that, we will have Battle of Lexington, Lafayette and Henry Clay. Pitch, ball high, throw down to first, going to be close. Does he tag him? Boy, I tell you what, a great throw and tag by Bush, but that's just great alertness down there by Gordon to get back.
Our nightcap tonight is what, Western Hills and Madison Southern, isn't it?
Southern and Western Hills. Yeah, Western Hills got a nice ball club. I think they've won 25 or 26 games this year. Had a really nice season.
They produced some good prospects over the years there.
JT Riddle, Mr. Baseball, under Seth Knight. Coach Knight's going to join us a little bit later, too.
Well, who's the quarterback for Western Hills that was really good, too, that played baseball, was a superstar there, too?
Quarterback? I remember the kid that played at Franklin County.
Well, no, this kid was
from Western Hills?
Yeah, this kid was from Western Hills. Almost reminds me of Carson Williams. Man.
McQueen swings through, strikes out, throw down to second, and the double play. Strikeout, catcher firing to second to tag out Gordon for the double play. So for Madison Central, no runs. And they get no hits, leave no men on base. As we go to the 6th, it's Lexington Catholic 5, Madison Central 4 here on the White, Greer, and Maggard High School Baseball Game of the Week. We'll return here to Lexington Lafayette after this timeout on PrepSpin.
My team is made up of guards and forwards.
offense and defense.
All working together as a unit.
One mission, one goal.
But no matter how high we're ranked,
no matter what the results,
there's one team we'll never beat.
The sports medicine team at UK Healthcare. The top sports medicine physicians, surgeons, and athletic trainers you'll find anywhere, you'll find here.
When it comes to orthopedic care,
I wouldn't send my team anywhere else.
Eric Satil will lead off the top of the sixth inning here for Lexington Catholic, and they lead it 5-4 over Madison Central. Keegan Noggle, the sophomore right-hander, has come in, did a nice job in the last inning or two for Central. And here with the call of inning 6, William Warfield.
Well, here we go, and that pitch in there for a strike, as Gary mentioned. Satil at the plate, so it'll be 9-1-2 due up for Lexington Catholic.
Satil hit by pitches last time up, William.
There's the second offering, that one in the dirt.
And he popped up to the first baseman Holbrook in the third, did Satil.
Keegan Noggle.
Little sophomore.
He's the pitcher out there from Madison Central High School out of Richmond, Kentucky.
And remember all the pitchers they used?
That ball lifted to the second baseman who makes the play. It's Gordon.
So 1 out. All the pitchers they used, they still haven't used their 2 aces. Joe Holbrook is 8-0, and Jacob Ferris is 7-0, and neither one of them have an ERA above 1.5. Holbrook's is 1.23, and Mr. Ferris is 1.46, and they haven't used either one of them yet.
Dylan Curry was the kid's name, I think.
Dylan Curry, yeah, he was a nice player.
I had to look that up. It was driving me crazy.
I had him on the ball report. I should have remembered that kid.
That pitch inside. It kind of reminds me of Carson Williams a little bit, except he was football and baseball.
Did you see where Carson Williams won the state in the high jump?
Oh, yeah. I did see that.
Mr. Basketball.
I was following Josh a little bit. He mentioned that. There's a big swing and a miss there by Thompson. Andy Thompson at the plate.
Had a busy morning now in the afternoon. Flew out to center field first pitch, single, scored a run. In the fourth, he bunted his way on and scored a run.
The most important hit of the day, I believe, was Andy Thompson. That little bunt squeeze play down the first base line.
Absolutely. Good call.
Thompson back in. There's a pitch, and Thompson lifts one deep to right field. Going back is the right fielder out there, and that ball off of the wall. And
Mr. Wright.
Nope, he caught it, didn't he?
Yeah, he caught it up against the warning track. Yeah, Mr. Wright. What a great play by Wright out there in right field as Thompson gave it a ride, but Wright had that one pegged, wind blowing in, and boy, nice job by the right fielder out there. Right to pull that one in up against the warning track, 2 outs.
He picked it right off the wall. There's Chris Thompson to the plate. It's hard to, we got the netting, but we also got the screen here as well looking out there, but it's hard to see those fly balls deep out there. And, of course, the scoreboard, we can't really see the scoreboard.
Yeah, with the sun.
We'll probably see it tonight. There's a big swing and a miss. Chris Thompson at the plate.
Woodford leads 1-0 at the end of the third in girls softball. Woodford County on top. Who are they playing, Mr. Douglas? Henry Clay. 1-0 Woodford.
Well, Woodford County's one of the top teams in the state, of course.
Yes, very, very talented team over there. I believe Coach Jay Lucas still the coach over there at Woodford softball.
Is it Jay Lucas or somebody else? It's a woman now, right? Sasha Taransky.
Okay, Sasha. Sorry, Sasha. Third year. Just remember Luke's being over there so long.
There's a shot down the first base line, foul. Chris Thompson at the plate, 2 outs for Lexington Catholic.
Batting in the 6th with a 5-4 lead here on PrepSpin. What a gorgeous day in front of a packed house here. Standing room only, as they say, SRO.
Hard to believe we're in the top of the 6th. There's the pitch. And that one down the first base line and handling over there to first baseman
Holbrook.
Makes the play. That's going to do it for the Knights. 1, 2, 3 in order. And Madison Central going to come back up to the plate. And seems like it's getting a little bit more cooler out here as the clouds starting to.
Yeah, and the wind's picking up a little bit too, William, so it's getting a lot cooler. So we head to the bottom of the 6th for Madison Central. It'll be Eden, Black, and Ferris, the 7, 8, 9 hitters batting for the Indians of Steve Roof here in the bottom of the 6th. And they jumped out to a 3-0 lead to Madison Central. Catholic battled back, made it 3-2. And then Lexington Catholic, after they cut it to 3-2, they were able to get 3 in the 4th, William, to take this 5-4 lead. And 1 run in that 4th for the Madison Central Indians. And that's where we stand. Lexington Catholic 5, Madison Central 4. Want to thank White, Greer, and Maggard, our title sponsor. Also want to thank all the 11th Region sponsors here that jumped in. Want to thank Raising Cane's Chicken. I want to thank UK Sports Medicine, Rob Olery and the staff over there. Also Whitaker Bank, Central Bank, All Sports in the Fayette Mall. And want to thank Bob Roberts Insurance. That's right, Joe, John, Bob Roberts Insurance. Thanks to those folks. They insure over half this great state of Kentucky. Bob Roberts, and I know Joe and John both played at Madison Central, so they're watching today. Yep. And hello to all you folks watching on the houseboats, down on the boats at Lake Harrington, Lake Cumberland, wherever you are enjoying this Memorial Day holiday weekend. Gary Ball, William Moorfield from PrepSpin said happy Memorial Day to everybody, and thanks for watching high school baseball here on the leader, the digital network leader in high school sports, the king of stream, William Moorfield, to give you the call here in inning. Bottom of number 6, it'll be Trey Eden leading off, then Logan Black and Ferris here in the bottom of the 6th.
Well, here's Eden at the plate as Trey looks at that pitch for a ball. Hey, West Jessamine defeats Rockcastle County down in the 12th region. That's being played over at Boyle County High School.
Congrats to Jody Hamilton. That'll be a tough out.
So West will move on. They'll play possibly Boyle County at Boyle County tomorrow.
That'd be a tough one. I bet our good friend Steve Bertram's over there calling that one.
Yep.
At Boyle County.
A pitch upstairs. That's 3-0 the count.
Well, all these kids have worked so hard to get to this point, haven't they? All these high school baseball players. Regional tournament baseball.
A pitch in there for a strike. 3-1. Got a lot of people watching, and thank you so much for tuning in.
Our home plate umpire, David Bryan, has been very consistent this morning and now afternoon.
This one down the right second baseman picks it up. Does not have a play, though, is Eden too fast down the line.
Boy, Chris Thompson did a great job getting to that baseball. And he actually dove for it, came up, but no chances he got up. That'll be an infield hit by Trey Eden. So Eden gets his first base hit of the ball game. He's at first. He represents a tying run for Steve Roof and Madison Central batting in the bottom of the 6th with the Knights 5 and the Indians 4. But Eden a good base runner too. And now you bring up a Logan Black, strikeout victim in the first, struck out in the third, 0 for 2. In the 4th, excuse me.
Black back up there is Lexington Catholic. You're pitching Sam Hodges. That pitch outside.
I can't see way down the left field dugout area to see if there's any activity down there for Catholic.
None at all. None at all. They are just sitting down there like a calm bullpen.
Yep.
Hodges has come in, and so far he's shut down except for giving up 1 run to Madison Central. Squared around the bunt there. No, he pulls it back.
Good
pitch
look.
Down low.
Black, 275 hitter, has 7 RBIs, 5 doubles on the season. He's a sophomore. No, Black's, he is a junior. Thanks to Coach Roof for sending us all these great stats.
We have a timeout called here as Black wants to go down there and talk with Coach Roof.
And you remember note here, Jared Grant started 36 games. First base, broke his arm before the districts, and has a GPA of 3.82. He's not even in the lineup for Central. One of their best players.
And we keep saying Steve Roof a lot, but I'll tell you the roof here that comes to mind is that Lafayette High School roof up there.
Yep.
We were talking earlier, Austin Kearns was putting some up there on the roof, but Eddie Brooks used to put them up on the roof too,
Yep.
fine coach for Ryan Station.
That's right. That's exactly right. And Dom Fusey, when he played at Tate's Creek, he found that roof a couple times.
That's amazing.
So new pitcher in for Catholic. There wasn't any activity, so they're just going to warm him up out on the mound here before the game. He's going to get as many tosses as he needs probably. Bottom of the 6th, but Central threatening. Tying run at first base with nobody out.
This is Trip Lockhart coming in to relieve Lexington Catholic. So Hodges is done.
Sorry about that squealing.
Oh, that's all right. Just Darren's hearing aid and squealing in the mic every time he walks in here.
So Trip Lockhart.
Lockhart.
We've seen him with saw him pitch in the district. Tall young man, tall and lean, about 6'1", 6'2", and throws really hard like all these Catholic pitchers. But I'll tell you what, Madison Central, what a battling ball club they are. I mean, they were up 3-0. Catholic got 2 to cut it to 3-2. Then they got 3 in the 4th to take the 5-4 lead, and now Central battling here at the bottom of the 6th with the tying run on, and we get a relief pitcher in Trip Lockhart in for Taylor Brooks and Lexington Catholic. I want to remind you of the schedule today coming up at about 1. Actually, it's going to be a little bit later than that, folks, because it'll be a good 30 minutes for teams to take infield here before this game and work on the field. So it'll be a good 30 minutes. And so whenever this game ends, we're in the bottom of the 6th right now. It'll be 30 minutes. So that game will start probably closer to 2 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And then at 5:30, that will be Franklin and Scott County, Franklin County. Then at 5:30, it'll be Lafayette, Henry Clay. 8 o'clock tonight, Southern will take on Frankfort Western Hills. So that's all the schedule today. Semifinals tomorrow night at 6 and 8 o'clock. Championship schedule for Wednesday night at 6 from the 11th Region Tournament.
Trip Lockhart, one of Lexington Catholic's aces, coming in there. You definitely don't want him to pitch 50-plus pitches. You're going to need him possibly tomorrow or the next day if you move on.
And he inherits a count that Black is ahead on.
There's the pitch. That one gets past the catcher. He recovers. Nobody moves. Got runner on first for Madison Central.
And the count 3-0 to Black.
Logan Black, the catcher for Madison Central, digs back in, squares around the bunt, pulls back, and he walks. So a base on balls.
So Central with the tying run at second, the go-ahead run at first, nobody out. And if you lose Ferris here, you go back to the top of the order, and Seth Richardson, they haven't kept him off the base all day.
Well, you know, since Roberts Insurance is helping sponsoring us today, well, you got, you got the tying run on second, you got the go-ahead run on first, and you got the insurance run, the Roberts Insurance run coming to the plate.
I like it. Bob Roberts likes it too, thanks to Joe and John and all those fine folks. And folks, if you are in any of our sponsors, if you head into Raising Cane's or whatever, let them know that you enjoyed the 11th Region baseball coverage they sponsored here on PrepSpin. Any of our sponsors, if you head into the bank.
I'm going to have to talk to Tommy Sykes over at Raising Cane's and say, man, you got to hook me up with a number 3.
That number 3? I like the box combo myself personally. Is that the number 3?
I think that's the number 3.
I like the box combo. That's my favorite.
Chicken, which combo you picking?
I tell you, the sauce is just, that Raising Cane sauce is amazing.
Yeah, it's really good.
Thanks to all of our, like I said, we wouldn't be here. You know, whatever you do, you got to have people to sponsor what you do, especially in high school sports, because it's a tough sell.
Well, here we go. Lockhart taking his time. Runners on first and second for the Indians, and Lockhart's going to turn around and look at second.
Should be a tough sell. Games like this, 5-4, Central batting, bottom of the 6th, 11th Region Tournament, and the tying run at second, winning run at first.
People are getting some sun out there today. This one a playable ball for the catcher, and he makes the play. Good play by Moberly.
You know what the play there by Moberly is? He actually, as soon as he spun around, he saw that baseball. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't hit real high, but Moberly did a great job of spotting the baseball and keeping the runners for first and second, and Ferris pops up. So to the catcher, Moberly, one out here, and that goes, but you go to the top of the order now. Richardson, he's been on base all 3 times. He singled, thrown out on a choice, reached on error, and hit by a pitch, scored a run. He scored 2 runs today.
A pitch outside just barely outside.
Richardson has scored 2 of the 4. Wright has scored a run, and Holbrook has the other run for Central. 5-4, but Madison Central threatening here in the bottom of the 6th. Runners at first and second, 1 out.
The pitch from Lockhart. Breaking ball in there for a strike.
That's the thing about Tripp is when he needs to come with that mean curveball, that breaking pitch, he does, and man, he usually comes up with a big pitcher like he did just now.
Seth Richardson back to the top of the lineup for this is a third time through for Madison Central. That one just barely got a piece of it. Foul ball. So now Lockhart ahead. He tries to,
I would say,
strike out Seth.
With Black throwing out, well, we probably got a courtesy run over there first, but I can't see that young man's number there for Central.
Oh, yeah, with him being a catcher, no doubt about it.
Is that 15 or 5? Okay, 5 is probably your courtesy runner there.
That'd be Ben Snap.
Yeah, Snap.
That one back to, oh, what a play by the pitcher. Turns around, fires to second, and it's going to be a double play. All he's got to do is pick it up and touch the bag. It's a double play anyway.
Well, he caught it. It actually bounced to him.
Did it bounce in there?
Yeah, it bounced. So he turned around, got the lead runner at second. Well, the lead runner went to third. He got the runner at seconds for 2 outs.
It happened so quickly, it looked like a line drive right back to him.
Yeah, it did hit the ground right before he picked it up, William. And then he looked at third to see if he could get Eden, but Eden was already there, so he fired to second low. Good job by the Satil, the shortstop, to pick it up there.
So runners at the corners.
With 2 outs.
Big out here for Lockhart coming up. That ball lifted to left field, and a diving play, a catch
by Gregalis.
Gregalis with a nice diving catch over in left field.
Or this game would be tied for sure.
Yeah, no doubt about the game would be tied, but that could have saved the ball game right there.
What a catch by Gregalis off the bat of right.
These outfielders for Lexington Catholic have really stepped up. Bender with that throw in the last inning, and then Gregalis with a diving catch in left field. Madison Central trying to catch a break, but Lexington Catholic keeps coming up with big plays. We'll be right back, folks.
My team is made up of guards and forwards,
offense and defense,
all working together as a unit.
One mission, one goal.
But no matter how high we're ranked,
no matter what the results,
there's one team we'll never beat.
The sports medicine team at UK Healthcare. The top sports medicine physicians, surgeons, and athletic trainers you'll find anywhere, you'll find here.
When it comes to orthopedic care,
I wouldn't send my team anywhere else.
Hi, I'm Lee, and I'm happy with my smile. And I'm other Lee, and I ain't happy with my smile. I went to White, Greer, and Maggard, and they fixed my smile for me. And I never smile, and that's why I'm having some alone time here at dinner. I love that I can go to White, Greer, and Maggard with all my questions. And I love that I don't have to brush my teeth at night. Don't be like this, me. Go to White, Greer, and Maggard for a picture-perfect smile.
Noggle's first pitch to C.J. Bush, leading off the top of the 7th, is high and tight. 1 ball, no strikes to Bush. He walked in the first, RBI double in the 3rd, flew out to center field in the 4th. Bush, and that's going to be a strike on the outside corner from Keegan Noggle in relief for his 3rd inning.
Central will have last bat, being the home team today, so Lexington Catholic's really got to put it together here and maybe get an insurance run.
Big Bush, Gregalis, Wilcoxon here, the 3, 4, and 5 hitters. Swing and a miss, can't catch up to it, strike 2. Gregalis, what a great catch out in left field, diving catch out in left field, top 10 out there.
Yeah, that was a nice play.
7th inning, Lexington Catholic 5, Madison Central 4. Keegan Noggle, the right-hander, sets to Bush, and that's going to be a ball high.
That's what you call laying out for the team.
Yes. Franklin County, Scott County coming up 30 minutes after this one. And foul back behind home plate to the screen. Madison Central and Lexington Catholic. Madison Central number 4 in the state. Lexington Catholic, number 8 team in the state.
It says Scott County, Franklin County coming up next.
Bush slots it toward left center field. Going back on it is Richardson, and he runs a little collision with Eaton, but he calls him off, makes a grab out there in deep left center field.
Oh, it was an unattended chest bump.
Madison Central with one out for Catholic. Madison Central came into this game 29-6 with the record. Yeah. I know these two teams, I know they were rained out. I'm not sure if they really played an official game. Yeah, Central beat them. No, that was Christian, excuse me, not Catholic. Trying to see when these teams played. They were scheduled to play a couple times, William. I know that for sure. But, yeah, Central beat Catholic on May 18th, 7-2. Fastball misses. So Bush flies out deep to center field. Richardson, little collision out there, but no harm, no foul. One out. Tyler Gregalis at the plate, left fielder. Strike on the inside corner. Ben Wilcoxon on deck for the Knights here in the 7th inning. They lead 5-4. Gary Ball, William Warfield here on PrepSpin. Here's the Noggle pitch. Swing and a miss. Can't catch up to it. Strike 2.
Gonna step out and gather his thoughts here.
Might as well. RBI for Gregalis in the 3rd. Hit by a pitch in the 1st. Fouls out and back to the screen. Pop up to the shortstop in the 5th. We're batting in the 7th. Lexington Catholic with one out. Bush led off the inning, hitting one to deep left center field. Pulled in by Richardson out there as he collided a little bit with Trey Eaton, the left fielder, but still hauled it in. Here's the pitch to Gregalis, and that's going to be a call. Strike 3. 2 outs.
Great pitch right there. Yeah, Lexington Catholic definitely needs to try to get that insurance run, though, because, you know, up by 1 is not much. I mean, it's enough to win the ball game, yeah, but Madison Central is such a dangerous offensive team. You want to try to have a little cushion.
So up there now, Ben Wilcoxon, the third baseman. If you're a Madison Central fan and you're saying who's coming up for us in the bottom of the center, you got some big sticks, 3, 4, and 5 hitters, Holbrook, Thomason, and Gordon. Ball high and tight to Wilcoxon, who's done a great job defensively down at third base. Kind of settling his ball club down a little bit after some early shaky defense in the first couple of innings for the Knights defense.
Yes, sir.
Wilcoxon kind of the steady and influence out there. 2 outs. Wilcoxon, first base unassisted in the 1st. Pop up to 2nd. And then single in the 5th. It's going to be a call strike, as they say, right down Broadway. Or Main Street, whatever you want to call it. Let's call it Main Street.
Riding down Main Street with the windows down and the music loud.
Very loud. Very loud. Way outside. How about some Leonard Skinner and Sweet Home Alabama blaring?
Well, you got to remember we're in SEC country, though. But, yeah.
I know, but everybody likes Sweet Home Alabama. I don't care where you're from.
Unless you're playing Alabama on a Saturday.
Foul back, yeah, unless you're Auburn. Yeah, you don't like them if you're Auburn. I agree. 11th Region Baseball. Full day, 4 games here at Lafayette. Thanks to all the folks here at Lafayette, Chris Langston, the coach. All the base, they do a great job here. Ball hit out over short. Second baseman over out to Richardson, center fielder. And Richardson out center field, pulls in second baseman looking back at him, telling him to go back a little bit.
That ball kept carrying.
So it carries out to center field. Richardson hauls it in 1-2-3 inning for Central in the 7th. They'll come to bat with their big sticks. 3, 4, and 5 hitters here in the bottom of the 7th, but Lexington Catholic leads Madison Central 5-4. We'll return the White Greer Maggard Game of the Week.
At Central Bank, we like to call ourselves your friendly neighborhood financial experts because we get to help an entire community of customers achieve their financial dreams. So whether you're opening a checking account or buying your first home, you've got a team of local experts to coach you all the way.
Wow.
See what 70 years of experience can do for your financial future with Central Bank.
How many times are you going to drive off with those things?
Official bank of UK Athletics.
Folks, this is Gary Ball, and you hear my catchphrase, soup and a sandwich. When I want the best potato soup and prime rib sandwich, I head over to Rafferty's restaurants after my games. Check out Rafferty's 9 great locations throughout Kentucky. And all you teens, you can eat at Rafferty's before those big ball games. The open prime rib sandwich is what legends are made of. Ask Joe B. Hall, the legend himself, it's his favorite. Rafferty's a big supporter of high school sports throughout Kentucky. Rafferty's, where the special is you.
At Raising Cane's, we believe in one love. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot. We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins for a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. And, well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Visit us.
Holbrook, a little chopper to third. That's trouble. Wilcox in can't field. And the leadoff hitter, Holbrook, is on at first base here for Madison Central. And that'll be an infield hit for Holbrook. So he represents a tie and run. Nobody out. Brings up Logan Thomason. Thomason, a .324 hitter, 22 RBIs on the season. Thomason, a sophomore, has 6 doubles. He'll be up there trying to get Holbrook around. He may bunt him around, I'm not sure. That's a tie and run, 5-4 Catholic on top, and he's swinging away, swings to that strike one. Ryan Gordon on deck for Madison Central. Leadoff infield hit by Joe Holbrook. He's been on base every time. It's his 3rd hit. Ball gets away. Holbrook heads to second. The tying run is now down at second. Taking a long turn there, looking at the catcher, Moberly. So the tying run, Holbrook, is at second base in scoring position with Thomason, a big hitter up there, 22 RBIs, a .324 hitter. And Madison Central trying to tie this thing up here in the bottom of the 7th. Catholic 5, Madison Central 4.
Well, we had a prediction yesterday on this game that it was going to be 8-7 was going to be our final, so we got extra baseball to play if that holds true.
Thomason with Holbrook out at second, squares a foul down off the third base side into the dugout area of Lex Cath. Madison Central, the home team today in this game. Coming up, Scott County, Franklin County. Darren Douglas will join me for the call of that one. Double D. He's worked a number of these 11th regions with us, William, over the years. Basketball and baseball. Here's the pitch inside. And did it get him? Yeah, it grazed him. Umpire sent him down to first. Catcher Moberly didn't think so, but umpire immediately said, yeah, I got a piece that grazed him. And so the tie runs at second. Winnie runs at first base, hit by the pitch by Trip Lockhart. Ryan Gordon, who's a .301 hitter with 17 RBIs.
Got an RBI in this ball game too, don't he?
Gordon, a 3-year starter. Reached on there, struck out in the 3rd. Got a base on balls in the 5th. Matt McQueen on deck for Central.
That reached on an error. That was 2 RBIs too, by the way.
Yeah, but I scored at an error though. I'm a tough official scorer. First and second. Gordon bunts it, catcher out in front of to the left side, makes the grab, 1 out. So Lockhart entices Gordon to pop up to the catcher for the first out. And now tie and run, Holbrook out at second. He's infield single. Thomason hit by the pitches at first. And then Gordon pops up to the catcher, and that brings up Matt McQueen. He struck out in the 1st, grounded out, and then struck out in the 5th. Got pinch hitter Jeremy Cox, it looks like. So Jeremy Cox, pinch hitter for Madison Central. Tie and run at second. Go ahead run at first. Trip Lockhart with Jeremy Cox at the plate now. And Cox, a .257 hitter, sophomore. Pitch was low and outside from Lockhart. 1 out. Runners at first and second. That run at first is the big one because that would give Central the win and advance them on to the semi. Here's the Holbrook off. Ball hit out towards short. Shortstop charging, sets and throws, and scooped over there. What a great scoop by Bush. Central thought he beat it out. Umpire Sandy's out, second out. Holbrook does go down to third, and Thomas into second on that slow roller by Cox. He's thrown out, and boy, Madison Central fans cannot believe that he didn't beat that one out, William. 2 outs. Runners at second and third. That one at third is huge. You can't get a wild pitch or a pass ball, or we're going to extra innings because that run by Holbrook down at third would tie this game up. 5-4 Catholic. We've had some I'm kind of blocked. There's a pole right here that happens to be blocking first base for me calling the game, but as I lean out, there's been a lot of close plays down at first.
I was able to see that play down at first, and it was very, very close. It could have went either way.
Well, they say tie goes to the runner. I'm not saying it was a tie. I don't know. I was blocked by the pole.
If tie goes to the runner, then he's probably safe. But the umpire there on top of it, and Lexington Catholic will definitely take the call. 1 out away from moving on.
Madison Central fans still up on their feet talking about that call. So runners at second and third.
I mean, you've spent the whole season with these kids, and it's not that's not the way you want to see it end.
Holbrook's at third, and Thomason's at second. He represents a winning run. Holbrook down at third represents a tying run. Brings up Trey Eden, left fielder, 295 hitter. Eden watches an outside block there by Moberly to make. There's not a whole lot of room behind that catcher in the backstop here at Lafayette. Only about maybe 30 feet.
Yeah, the advantage should go to the catcher as long as he can find the ball quickly.
So Holbrook at third, getting that lead. Trip Lockhart working now to Eden, and that's going to be a ball.
Only base open is first.
Yep. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. What a way to start the 11th region, William Warfield.
Yeah,
pretty good ball game.
It's been a really good ball game.
5-4, but Central, and that's going to be a ball high to Eden. If you lose Eden, you go to Logan Black, the catcher. On deck.
Seems like Logan was just up.
Got a base on balls in the 6th inning, actually. You're right. Pitch, and that's going to be a call strike. Trey Eden flew out to right field in the 3rd. Good catch by Bender out there. Got a single in the 6th. Runners at 2nd and 3rd. Holbrook and Thomason, and that ball good block again by Moberly, the catcher, and he walks him. Ball 4.
Now you really got to make this happen if you're Trip Lockhart.
Bases loaded, 2 outs. Logan Black struck out in the first.
What you dream of.
Oh, yeah, this is
2 outs, bases loaded, bottom of the 7th. Down to your last out.
Looks like Adam Ritchie, the junior left-handed hitter, will stroll up there. So Ritchie.
Base hit will win a ball game for you.
Adam Ritchie, a junior. Big kid, left-handed. He'll step up there. Bases loaded. 11th region tournament against Lexington Catholic. A base hit here probably wins it. But Trip Lockhart, a very good pitcher for Catholic, has 2 outs. And stepping up there is Ritchie. Adam Ritchie.
This guy's he's a pretty stout guy stepping in there.
Holbrook's a big run. He's down at 3rd. That ball is outside. Coming up, 30 minutes after this one, it'll be Scott County, Franklin County. Later after that, 5:30, it'll be Lafayette, Henry Clay. 8 o'clock, it'll be Southern and Western Hills. Here's the pitch to Ritchie, and he watches it and just missed low. 2 balls and no strikes to Ritchie. You have nowhere to put him if you're Lockhart. If you walk this young man, William, this game's tied.
That pitch right there, right on the dish.
Adam Ritchie ahead on the count. 2 balls, no strikes. Big left-handed. Here's Lockhart's pitch. Call strike right down Main Street. 2 balls and 1 strike to Ritchie. Ferris, a number 9 hole here if you choose to use him and not pinch hit in the on-deck circle. But you got a bases loaded here with 2 outs.
I don't think this guy's swinging.
Pitch to Richie. He pulls it down, and first baseman Bush makes it. Tie and run will come in. Do they tag Richie? They do. And what's the call here? I think did the run cross? We're going to check on the tie and run. Tied up. The run did cross. We're tied at 5. But they got the third out, but the run had crossed. And, of course, here comes Catholic
he's
coach
safe
Brooks.
on first.
Oh, he's safe on first. Gotcha. So he did not tag him. The run came in. They called him. That's why I said I'm blocked there by the pole.
Catholic fans are upset now.
So Holbrook came in, and it's tied at 5.
Now we got
Roof in to talk to the home plate umpire. I thought Bush had tagged
the home
him.
plate umpire said out. The first base umpire said he was safe.
Yeah. So he's safe. So the run counts, and it's 5-5, and still Central. What a good job by Richie to pull that between first. That was a great play by Bush to get to the ball. But
I honestly didn't think he was swinging. How about the big guy getting down the line?
oh, I know it. Runs well for. So Holbrook comes in to score, make it 5-5. And at the dish will be Jacob Ferris. Bases loaded. The big run, of course, is Thomas, and he's down at third. Eaton's at second. Richie's at first. Probably have a courtesy runner in there for.
Yeah, we do.
We do for Richie. Ferris up there. 5-5 game here. Bottom of the 7th. Madison Central, bases loaded. Here's a pitch from Lockhart, and that's going to be a ball 1 to Ferris. He struck out in the second. Flew out to right field. Bender made a great catch in the 4th and popped up to the catcher in the 6th. 0 for 3 is Ferris. Lockhart. Pitch, fouled right back to the screen. Great rip there by Ferris. He really went after that Trip Lockhart fastball. Fouled it back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike with 2 outs. Run in for Madison Central to tie it at 5. They still have the bases loaded with 2 outs here. Pitch, and that's going to be a call, strike 2. So Lockhart trying to get Ferris and send this game to extra innings. What a way to start the 11th region tournament. Talk about dramatics.
Yeah, this is. Matter of fact, I need to update that scoreboard there, it looks like.
Yeah, it's 5-5 here in the bottom of the 7th. Here's the pitch to Ferris. He lofts it left side. Third baseman Will Coxon watches it sail out of play, so still life for Ferris. See Larry Bell in the crowd here, standing on the Madison Central side, holding his little girl, and member of my USTA tennis team.
Yeah.
What a great player he is. He hasn't lost a match this year. Undefeated. Bases loaded, run in, 5-5. Pitch to Ferris, hits it over short. Going back on it is Thompson, and he makes a running grab, and we're headed to extra innings.
Wow.
And Central 1 run. They leave the bases loaded. They get a couple of hits. As we go to the 8th, it is Madison Central 5, Lexington Catholic 5. We're headed to extra innings here. What a way to start the 11th Region Baseball Tournament here on PrepSpin. We'll return with extra innings here, 5-5 score on the White Greer Maggard Game of the Week.
All S, all P, all O, R, T, S. Pick it up in all sports. Pick it up in all sports.
In Fayette Mall on Facebook and Twitter, locally owned and operated since 1972.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
I'm not happy with my teeth. They're not straight enough.
Here with the 8th inning with Bender leading off, here's William Warfield.
Well, like you said, Bender leads it off. He lifts this one out to left center. Camping out there. Well, it's going to be a tougher play than what they thought, but Richardson, the center fielder,
Richardson kind of controls your center fielder is your quarterback out there in the outfield, and Richardson lets everybody know that. And as he comes over toward left field to make that grab for one out off the bat of Bender, now brings up Bo Bennington, grounded into a 4-6-3 doubleheader in the second, and also in the fourth he reached and scored a run in the 4th inning.
Yeah, this is. Let's see if Bo can come through for Lexington Catholic here. Here's the pitch. Outside. 2 balls, no strikes here to Bennington. Bennington, and then it'll be Moberly.
5-5 ball game here in the 8th inning.
Don't forget that Lexington Catholic's got Flowers and Mueller that they could go to on the bench. That are excellent hitters.
And pretty good arms.
Yes. That pitch in there for a strike.
Landon Moberly on deck. Catholic, of course, used to this. They had that tough district game where they got the Moberly walk-off double.
That one catches the outside corner, and now we got a full count here at the plate. Bo Bennington.
Beautiful day for baseball, and nobody going anywhere on this one as we're in extra innings, the 8th inning. Lex Cath and Madison Central 5-5 score.
Eagles with this pitch, swing and a miss there at the plate. So Bennington sets down, 2 down, and this will bring up Moberly.
Moberly struck out William in the second, hit one back to the pitcher in the 4th, and flew out to right in right field in the 5th. 0 for 3.
Well, you know, he's got that number 23 jersey on, and usually 23s make big-time plays. So. Nagel's offering in there for a strike. Nagel's really set into a zone here.
And Moberly is a big reason Catholic's even here at the region with that walk-off double up against the wall at the 43rd District.
Nagel working from the right field side of the rubber, and that one upstairs, a ball. 1-1. Third playing in. First playing back. The outfield playing deep. That one going to be a base hit, one hopper in front of the left fielder out there.
And
Eden.
He absolutely torched that baseball. My goodness.
Yeah, Moberly.
Got under that just a bit, got it up in the air. That might have been out of here because that's one of the best hit baseballs we've seen here so far
Kept that
in this
swing
game.
level, didn't he?
Appreciate everybody watching today with King of String, Gary Ball. We're in the 8th inning, and Moberly just hit a sharp single to left field. He's at first base here in the top of the 8th, 5-5 ball game as Central was able to plate one in the bottom of the 7th to extend this game into extras.
Catholic may go to one of their pinch hitters now. It might be Mueller coming up to the plate. We'll see what happens. Is it going to be Satil or is it going to be someone else? I think they're going to go back to Satil. Okay, Mueller is coming up to the bat. I thought that was going to be a pinch hitter coming up. Mueller hasn't seen action all day. Going to step up to the plate. Now Mueller,
normally a
he
starter.
hits like a mule.
Yeah, normally a starter.
The kid's got power. So he digs in.
And he also plays shortstop, so he probably will move to short after they bat in this 8th inning.
Toss over to first. Back in time over there. Moberly.
Lexington Catholic and Madison Central, 2 top 10 teams. Both teams ranked in the top 10 in the state. Playing here in the first game of the 11th region. It has been a dandy. 5-5 score here in the top of the 8th.
That pitch. Do they call it a strike or a ball?
So home plate umpire, as I said early in the game, is not wanting to give that count at all. We can't see any of the
ball.
Yeah, he did a little bit outside. We can't see the lights on the scoreboard here.
So toss over to first. Moberly gets his jersey dirty as he dives back to first.
He's probably just verbally telling the catcher what the count is. He's not putting it up with his fingers.
Well, it doesn't help the guys behind him.
I don't think he'll have the plate the next game. So
this one, they sit just past the outreached hand there from the second baseman.
And it gets through the center fielder.
Yes, sir.
They may bring him. They are. They're going to bring him.
Catholic going to wave him home and play at the plate. Safe, under the tag. Under the tag. How about that, Moberly, all the way from first.
That's who scored the run.
Was it Treventon Newer? It was Newer.
Yeah, he was a courtesy runner, apparently.
I'm glad you're on top of it, Gary Ball.
So Newer scores all the way from first base. As the ball got through Richardson uncharacteristically out in center. That'd be an error on the center fielder.
You got a runner on second for Lexington Catholic now. Yeah, Newer came in the pinch run for Moberly. It was a switch that I don't think we noticed until the young man crossed the plate.
Yep. So Newer gives the lead back to Catholic here in the top of the eighth, 6-5. What a big pinch hit by David Mueller off the bench for the Knights.
Yeah, here comes Thompson back up to the plate. So Lexington Catholic will update that scoreboard. Lexington Catholic is up 6-5. I pitch outside the ball. With you, I think I need to stand up too.
Yeah, these chairs are nice, but every once in a while you just got to get up and stretch the old legs, you know?
Got a meeting out here on the mound. Coach Roof going to talk with his pitcher. It looks like we might have a switch here as the whole team comes out. Must be a tradition over there. The whole team walks out.
This game started at 11, so already 2 hours and 32 minutes into this one. So the next game won't start for another 30. So obviously that game's not going to start at 1:30. It's going to be more like. Got a new pitcher coming in for Madison Central. As you said, it's number 9 there for the Indians. And
number 9 for, that'd be Sexton, Trey Sexton.
Trey Sexton, the new pitcher. 6-5 ball game. What a big timely hit by David Mueller off the bench. Pinch hitting. Wrapped a single just over the outstretched hand of the second baseman. Richardson, it got under his glove out in center field, and great running by Newer as he was coming all the way, slid under their tag at home to give Catholic a 6-5 lead here, and a new pitcher in for Madison Central here in the 8th inning. And William told us who that young man is, number 9.
Sexton.
Trey Sexton, number 9 for Madison Central, getting his sidearm warm-ups. Comes from the side. 6-5 ball game.
It'll be interesting because Lexington Catholic hasn't seen too many sidearm pitchers this season. Trey Sexton, one of those sidearm pitchers. Who's a sidearm pitcher you can think of in the majors? Samardzija, maybe?
Well, yeah, Samardzija, but of course, who was that big submarine pitcher back in the day, Darren? Kent Ticalvi, yeah. Kent Ticalvi. Dan Quisenberry.
Yeah. Is Tim Wakefield, I know he's a knuckleballer, but does he pitch from the side?
He's straight over, but like you said, got a good knuckleball. So Sexton in here in the 8th, already a run in, and I'm looking to see that's number 17 running out there for Mueller for Catholic. So for Lexington Catholic, we have out
Thompson. Mueller at second, Thompson at the plate.
That's the teal they put out there to run for him.
Okay.
17.
So Lexington Catholic up 6-5. So Trey Sexton, the new pitcher for Madison Central.
Mueller hit for Satil. Satil came in to run for Mueller. How about that? So he's out at second.
It's amazing how they come in and out.
In high school ball, they really do, don't they? There's a lot of things you got to stay up with because there's so many courtesy runners. And
high school baseball is one thing, but you should watch a softball game, my friend.
Yep.
Of course, you and I have done many softball games over the years.
Mm-hmm.
This one lifted foul. Look out over there on the tennis court. That one over there by your buddies on the tennis court there, Gary Ball.
Love my tennis. I'm hooked. I played 3 hours on Saturday in a mixed doubles tournament.
I was going to say, you look like you kind of slimmed down.
Won a few, lost a few. Finished on the second quarter. It was a progressive tournament. Started out on the, if you lose, you go down. If you win, you go up. Finished in second place. Not too bad.
A pitch in there for a strike. Or was that appeal down? Did they appeal to the other umpire? I believe that's a strike is what they call it.
Like you said, we're really struggling here because none of the lights you can see on the scoreboard here to know what the count is. We know the score is 6-5, Catholic on top.
Sexton working from the right field side of that rubber, looks back, sidearm pitch delivery, outside of ball. I believe the count is 2-1 now here to Andy Thompson. We got fans in the outfield that are out there as well.
Yeah, the cheap seats out there.
What do they do? Pull the truck up against the fence?
That's what it looks like. Good idea. Tailgating out there in left center.
There's the pitch. Upstairs, 3-1. Madison Central fans getting on Mr. Sexton here, say you got to bring it to him.
Mm-hmm.
They sure are passionate about
they love
all their sports.
They love their sports at Madison Central. It's a great high school. I remember they won that state championship in basketball with Dominique and Bosley and company a few years ago.
Pitch outside of ball, and that's a walk. So Thompson on. That's going to bring up Chris Thompson to the plate.
They've had some great football players there, too. You know, Larry Warford is playing for the Lions in the NFL.
Yeah.
And guys like that, you know, they've had some great football players over there. A school that's mainly known for their baseball and their basketball, but good football program, too. You and I have done some games over at Madison Central.
Yeah. Matter of fact, we just went there and did a football game when Lexington Catholic was over there.
Mm-hmm. On plate umpires coming out. But, you know, it's a little discombobulating for the umpires, too, when you can't see the count on the scoreboard because, you know, it's so bright and sunny. I'm not even sure they've got the lights working out there on the scoreboard. We might not see that.
Well, I see.
Do you see some lights?
I see a faint hint of red out there.
Yeah, I should have brought my binoculars. 3-1. Darren Douglas will join me for the call of the next game, which, Darren, we should have a good one. Franklin County and Scott County coming up. 3-1 count, yeah.
Hold on now, Gary. We got an out being called over here, and Taylor Brooks coming out here wanting to know why. Taylor about to go off here on the home plate umpire. No, they say it's 3 balls, 1 strike. If the umpire would
yeah, they're saying ball 4.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So Thompson will get the base on balls, and
umpire had 3 and 1.
And they checked with the official score up here in the press box, and the official score said that's ball 4. So, you know, that's what you and I have been talking about. And I umpired, and I always did that myself to remind myself what the count was. That's why I always said 2-1, 3-0, whatever. It reminded me also.
Well, he's got that little clicker, so I don't know.
Yeah, of course you use the clicker too.
Home plate umpire is supposed to be in charge of the game, so he just kind of got overrid, didn't he?
Well, the official scores.
That ball fouled out of play.
Official score, I think, overrules
the home plate umpire.
I wonder how that works. Would the official score be able to overrule the home plate umpire? Yeah. Darren umpired too, and he said, yeah, official score would keep that as well. 6-5 ball game. Catholic has a run here in the 8th.
Runners on first and second for the Knights. That ball fouled out of play. Giving chase over there, the third baseman, Ferris, but he runs out of real estate quickly.
Bender, this inning's taken a long time. He flew out to center field. Bennington struck out. And then Moberly, who he got a single, or Mueller was pinching, he's single.
Yeah.
And then, or Mueller got a single for Satil, excuse me.
Sexton.
Thompson walked.
There's the pitch. That one just missing off the plate.
Sexton has come in relief for Keenan Noggle. This is what, our 4th Central pitcher we've seen?
Was it Noggle or Nagel?
Noggle.
There's the pitch. Get some tongue twisters in this ball game.
It's N-A-U-G-L-E. That'd be Noggle, wouldn't it?
I think so. Again, I want to thank White, Greer, and Maggard Orthodontics. That's our title sponsor on PrepSpin.
First game.
Roberts Insurance. Want to thank those fine folks, too. Raising Canes. Oh,
he had him picked off. He still got him picked off.
Well, you know, that might have been a balk, too, there that they didn't call. So we do got a pick-off play, and there's a tag. So Madison Central out of the jam.
But Catholic gets a run, and they take a 6-5 lead as Newark comes in running for Mueller, the courtesy runner. As we go to the bottom of the 8th, it's Lexington Catholic 6 and Madison Central coming to bat here 5 in the bottom of the 8th inning here. We'll return on PrepSpin, the White Greer Maggard Game of the Week.
I'm not happy with my teeth. They're not straight enough.
Let me fix them for you.
No. You are not White Greer and Maggard.
I'm sort of like White Greer and Maggard. I'm local, love smiles, love to fix things.
No.
Sorta you isn't you. White Greer and Maggard, where a beautiful smile is just the beginning.
Top of the order, Seth Richardson, William.
6-5 our score. Lexington Catholic needs 3 outs to move on, or Central needs 2 runs to advance.
Or 1 run to extend it to 9.
Well, this has been some kind of special game, hasn't it?
Yes, we are 2 hours and 44 minutes into it.
And pitch in the dirt. So 1-1 to count here at the plate. Seth Richardson, boy, he's been up there 4 times now.
He's been on base a lot.
Right. Waiting on deck. Chopper down to Will Coxon, picks up, fires the first. Bush with a nice little catch over at first.
Will Coxon is so steady down at third base for Lexington Catholic. As I said,
he's
very
good.
steady down at the hot corners. 1 out here, brings up now Josh Wright, the right fielder, 377 hitter coming into this 11th region. 11th region opener it's been. 2 of the top teams in the state. They have battled tooth and nail, and it's 6-5 right now, Catholic, with Central batting in the bottom of the 8th.
Holbrook is on deck as Wright takes a big crack at it.
You know, Trip Lockhart, you mentioned he's kind of considered the ace for Catholic. He really comes in, he does one thing. He pitches that baseball, you know what I'm saying? Comes right at you, battles you.
Well,
Scott County, Franklin County coming up after this one.
It's going to be a good game, too. There's the offering upstairs.
Franklin County sent us some good stats on that game as well. Nothing from Scott County.
2 balls and a strike here at the plate. Yeah, that
Coach
game's going
Rilla
to be good.
Probably didn't want us to know what they were hitting and so forth. I understand. No harm, no foul.
Darren knows those teams pretty good, too, doesn't he?
Yes, Darren will be calling that one with me. Darren Douglas will be the primary play-by-play in that next game. I'll be back with Lafayette and Henry Clay. With Seth Knight will join us.
Chopper foul down the first base line. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here to Josh Wright. Joe Holbrook taking some practice swings on deck. Josh Wright looking for the pitch from Lockhart. This one in play.
That's tough.
Thompson got a glove on it, scoops it up, and safe at first. Thompson thought he got it to Bush in time.
I thought he was safe. I was actually standing up away from the pole so I could see it, and I think he beat it out. That was good running there by Wright. He's very fast.
It was a flip, a scoop and a flip straight out of the glove, no hand transfer.
Yeah, it's only the play he had was just come out of the glove, let the glove be your throwing hand, and it's the only play he had.
Well, the tying run is on first now for Madison Central. Do you run in this situation?
Good runner, right? Is an excellent. Remember, we saw him steal a base already in this game.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Do you run here? Not on that pitch. Is that one in there for a strike here to Holbrook? So Thomason on deck now as Holbrook digs in.
2 home runs for Holbrook on the season, a .348 hitter.
Lockhart turns around, fires the first. That one was up high, and Bush had to stretch his hand out a little bit there to catch it.
Holbrook with 24 RBI on the season for the Indians.
Lockhart again turns, fires the first.
1 out. Lockhart, of course, wants that double play ball to send Lex Cath into the semifinals tomorrow night, 6 o'clock against either Scott County or Franklin County. But Central looking for that big hit here by a dangerous hitter, Holbrook.
Oh, that ball laced down on the tennis court over there.
Man, he was ready for that one.
Oh, nobody was playing tennis because that right there was.
They better have a good backhand if they were.
That ball left out of here 100+ mile an hour, my friend.
He tried to end this thing with that swat.
What's the average? Just curiosity. What's the average pro tennis serve?
120.
120.
About 115, 120's average, and guys like Isner and people like that, they probably have 140.
So they could have handled that over there.
Probably.
Yeah, they could have handled that. That was about 110.
If they're semi-pro.
Lockhart again looking over his shoulder, delivers to the plate, downstairs.
Remember, this is the first game of 4. We've got 3 more to go.
Yeah. 2-2 the count. Yeah, I'm going to set you guys up and run over to the Legends here and get them set up for tonight. This ball lifted out to left field. Gregales calling for it. Now the center fielder calls for it, makes the play.
Yeah, Thompson. 2 outs. So either way you look at it, Catholic 1 out away, or Central trying to get a big hit here with the tying run at first base.
Logan Thomason.
Logan Thomason. Yeah, they're calling him Thompson, but it's
Thomason.
Thomason, yeah. 2 outs now.
Well, the thing that really sucks the most is that one of these teams has to go home.
Right, a top 10 team right off the bat is going to head home, and either your number 4 ranked team Central or your number 8 ranked team Catholic is going to bow out here in this tournament right off the bat. Scott County and Franklin County play next.
There's a chopper down the nice play over there by Coach Snap of Lexington Catholic. Those burgers are good.
Yeah,
man.
Thanks to the folks here in the concession stand. I know a lot of them are watching, listening. Thanks for the refreshments brought up here. We're about 30 minutes in between games, so we'll have a little time here between games.
The pitch. And upstairs.
We are in the bottom of the 8th. Lexington Catholic leads Madison Central 6-5. Central has the tying run at first base with 2 outs here against Trip Lockhart, the right-hander, considered the ace for Lex Cath. Winner goes to the semifinals tomorrow night.
Thomason at the plate. That pitch lifted up on the infield, calling for it over there. The shortstop, and that's the game. Lexington Catholic moves on. Tough battle.
So Catholic knocks one of the top teams in the state out of their 11th region, 6-5 in extra innings. What a great high school baseball game here. Lexington Catholic moves on to the Final Four tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. They'll take on the winner of the next game, Scott County Franklin. What a great way to start the 11th region tournament with a terrific extra inning ball game, 6-5, won by Lexington Catholic. So Lexington Catholic wins it. That'll do it for this one. We'll come back in about 30 minutes with the pregame of the second ball game between Scott County and Franklin County. That'll be, let me look at my time here, that'll be about a 2:20 first pitch, 2:20 first pitch, or 2:25 first pitch between Scott County and Franklin County. For William Warfield, the King of Stream, I'll come back in the second game with Darren Douglas at about 2:25 with the first pitch. The final score, Lexington Catholic, 6 in 8 innings. They knock off Madison Central 6-5. And thanks for watching on PrepSpin. We'll be back in about 30 minutes with Scott County, Franklin County. Thanks for watching the White Greer Maggard high school baseball game. We'll be back in about 30 minutes with Scott County, Franklin County on PrepSpin. So long from Lafayette.